Alright, let's start.
Art.
Okay. Alright, webcam is all on. Hi guys, welcome once again to another episode, or this is the second episode of Mamak Catch-Up, MCU for short. And today I have with me my special guest, Dalvin134. So Dalvin, you want to
Hey.
give a quick intro?
Hi. Hello there.
That's what I was expecting. That's what I was waiting for. I was surprised when you said hi first.
I was like, okay, he didn't react. So good, let's go.
General
Very good
Dalvin.
reply.
General Dalvin,
Yes. Yes, the cultured reply.
Yes,
So,
of
hello
course.
there, everyone. Dalvin. Well, as you can
Dalvin134,
see, I
fellow
have
Twitch
a
streamer.
good old wheel over here, so you can pretty
Yeah,
much
I like,
guess
I like how you have
what
that
I'm
like
into.
front and center. Is that always like placed there the entire time?
It's always there, except
No
when
matter
I
what
need to
game you
do
play.
I mean, I only play racing games. Sometimes I play CS:GO. Then again,
Play
the
CS:GO with the
setup
wheel as
is,
well.
it's pretty nice. I can just chill like this. It's enough gap for me from my chair to my arms. So it's just the keyboard's just arm length away. The mouse is
Right.
like comfortable. So yeah, not the way you'd expect someone to be focused
Yeah, I expect
while
like
playing
CS:GO,
shooting games,
you'll
but
be
I'm
like
like
straight up,
I'm
your
like
face will be
just
up to the
nah,
screen.
yeah. I'm just like chilling back and like yeah, just pop, 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 and yeah,
So
go
you
along with
you
it.
let R4L take the stress lah, basically.
If anything, he's the one who gives me the stress
Oh no.
in the CS:GO matches.
Oh
Oh well, I
no.
mean it's fun, always playing with him in CS:GO. We come up with like dumb strats that often work on low level, which is where we like to play around. We're not really that kind of serious players.
So wait, that means are you
So
smurfing or like are you
nah, I'm not smurfing. I'm just bad at that game because I don't really put in much time in that. Yeah, then
right
again, it's a game where you have to practice a lot to even get good.
to
So
get
I'm
good?
like
Yeah.
meh. So it's like I'll just shoot whatever I see. I'll just
Doesn't
leave the rest
matter
to my luck.
teammate or opponent or what. As long as it's moving, just shoot lah.
Yeah, anything that moves. And then if I fail, just blame it on lag. And
Of course.
yeah, it's easy to blame on lag. So it's like, yeah, I'm good. It's just a lag.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we unfortunately had to delay for a little bit today, about an hour, of
What do
course,
you mean? What do you mean delay? It's on
due
time, man.
to
It's Mama Catch-Up. It's always
yeah, I
on
mean, yeah,
time.
following Malaysian timing lah, but
On the way, bro. On the way. On the
on
way.
the way, I know exactly. But no, I mean, in this case, of course, because work stuff, of course, work has to come first, so yeah, understandable.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if for me also it's the same case anyway. It's like anything that settle means gone lah. My night is gone already. I have to
Yeah.
focus on that.
Well, today was a special kind of work lah, unsettled work where we had the user, the client reported an issue right on the time when like 2 minutes before we ended our
Before
time,
end of the day.
like
Right.
waiting for 5:30. Yes, let's go. And then shit, there's an issue. You know what? I'll just close an eye. I didn't see that. And then next 5 minutes later, you get a message, and then like it's like, hey,
Yeah,
we
supervisor
need to look
call
at
and then,
this, quite urgent.
too late.
And then next thing you know, I'm sitting there 4 hours. So 5:30 to like 9:30, almost 10 just now. So I was like, finally done. And then
Yeah.
turns out we were fixing a fellow teammate's mistake earlier in the day, which we got to know. But
that makes it
yeah,
slightly more annoying, especially
yeah,
for it happening
definitely.
on a Friday evening,
Yeah,
just before the
yeah.
weekend. Are
Then
you?
again, the users, they like reported it like so late. They had that issue like
Yeah.
early in the evening, about 2-3, and then they
Was this
reported it
local
at
or was
5.
this like somewhere overseas?
It's overseas. We
I mean,
support
maybe because
overseas
of that
lah.
lah, they are probably not aware of the timing here. I guess I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no. They're in Hong Kong, so their time is
Oh, it's
exactly
even
same like
okay.
ours.
Right.
So 3 p.m. for them is 3 p.m. for us. It's just that I think sometimes they tend to under prioritize some really urgent tasks and over prioritize some low priority tasks lah. So sometimes they get their priorities wrong.
Right.
Yeah,
Happens.
yeah.
But yeah, so to the stream, just to mention as well, you can type in !MCU and basically you can get the list of Dalvin's socials. So in this case, his Twitch page, his Instagram page, and his Twitter as well. So you can check those out.
Twitter is like a dead land other than just catching up in news. You
Right.
never know.
Actually, yeah, I actually have a Twitter as well, but I mean, I had a Twitter, like my own personal Twitter that I used only probably 10 years ago, and then like I never touched it. And I realized that after a while, I mean, like recently that I actually have a Twitter account. It's still there, it exists. So I just changed the name from like my name to, I changed it to Azion, because I was thinking, I'm going to use it for like gaming stuff, like stream stuff and all that, right? But I never ended up actually even using it. I don't think I even have it linked in my Twitch. But
the only thing I actually linked it to my IG, so I normally post on IG most of the time.
So that means you post on IG, it would be posted on Twitter as well, is it?
Yeah, but in Twitter it comes out like, hey, Dalvin posted a video on something on Instagram, so you click the link instead of it actually posting in Twitter itself. So
right.
I mean, because it's two different platforms, right? It's not like Facebook and IG where if you share it on Facebook, I will share it on IG, you can share the same post.
Mina redeemed the stretch, so yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay. I was saying like, it's not like Facebook and IG where, let's say you post the picture in IG, the story in IG, and then you can post the same thing just
in
by
Facebook.
a touch of a button. Yeah.
But I mean, that's because they belong to the same company anyway. It's all under It's like what WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook, the holy trinity. And when one goes down, all goes down, as what we saw happen last week, I think.
Yeah. That was another disaster, I'd say. Something like what I faced today in terms of what we face in work. It's like, someone decided to turn off the switch and everyone messed up.
Right. Yeah, even that also was something similar, right? I mean, I don't know exactly what the what the actual reason was, but I heard it was something.
And again, I was asleep, so I don't really know.
Yeah, true. I mean, I was going to sleep at that time because it happened like in our time around midnight, 1 a.m. So I think I just like opened WhatsApp and I was thinking, my WhatsApp like not updating, and then I screw it, like I just thought it's like my Wi-Fi thing. I didn't even bother because I went to bed.
Yeah.
Woke up next morning and I saw, oh my god, Twitter, Facebook down, WhatsApp down, Instagram down, and I was like, oh, okay, so that happened.
Guys, this is why you always should use Discord for anything in life. Discord never fails. When everything else goes down, Discord is your choice.
I mean, to be fair, people did jump onto Twitter instead during that time to like go complain about the rest.
But the kings like us, we always hang out in Discord, so we don't really get a outage.
We don't get an outage, or we don't get a issue like that. All right, cool. So I guess let's just start talking more about you. Like, I think the one thing that I do want to know actually, sort of the similar thing that I asked Khan first as well when he was my previous guest on stream. So Dalvin134, is there a story behind the number?
Yeah,
is it okay? Is it something personal that you can't share, or?
It's my birthday. It's 13 April. That's all.
Okay.
I was looking for like, I'm just gonna put my name Dalvin.
Was there already Dalvin taken or?
Taken. So I'm like, okay, Dalvin96 taken. What? And then it's like 134 available. All right, let's take that. So just stuck with that since then. So yeah.
Right. So that became like basically your handle for all, right? Essentially.
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, it became my gamer tag, whatever, wherever it's non-serious stuff, I'll just put my gamer tag there. So Reddit or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, whatever I make, So that's my name. So even Discord, that's his name. For races, even in games, I'll just put my Steam profile at Dalvin134. Yeah, why not? Just create the brand rather than just putting my name. I'll leave the official stuff to maybe in Twitter or what lah.
But Fusune does have a question though. Why not your full name then? Or is just people usually call you Dalvin, I assume. Like just like short Dalv or Dalvin, I guess.
Dalvin most of the time. I mean, Dalv, I started being called that in MSRL. Otherwise,
I think I started calling you Dalv because I heard Psycho call you Dalv, and I was like, okay, I guess you.
Yeah, everyone's lazy to pronounce like 2 extra letters.
The additional
what the
thing,
heck, man? Yeah. Are you that lazy? 2 letters, come on. Yeah. Right now I'm
Okay.
okay. Dalvin,
But
Dalvin
where did
Powell,
the whole thing with Doge King come from then?
Doge. Oh well,
Yeah,
the meme,
just for the
Doge.
meme lah mainly.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just started to have this obsession. You can say obsession with
Nothing to
quotes
do with
there
like
because
Dogecoin or something like that.
nah, not Dogecoin. Other cryptos, yes, but not Dogecoin. For God's for family, all right. For family's sake,
For
let's
family's
say,
sake. Yeah.
yeah.
Keluarga
For
Malaysia.
family's sake, yes, correct. Yeah, for family's sake, let's not go into Dogecoin forever.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, coming back to Fusune's question, why not full name? I do use my full name in, let's say, like in my FB, but it's a bit more professional, I'd say, but nothing much there. And then even my IG, I do have my full name plus my, this
Right,
gamer
right.
name, whatever. So just like that. And then even in my Twitter, I just recently updated. So Dalvin Pal, I love Doge thing. So
Yeah,
I'm just
I saw that actually.
I'm just gonna keep changing that nickname from time to time, just like follow the mood. Yeah, yeah. Maybe next would be I don't know.
The next
I am
meme,
the I am the Doge or something.
Dojvin.
Meh. I don't know. Yeah, I mean Twitter is not to be taken seriously, so like
Yeah.
screw that place. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess let's get into your whole streaming career then. Like I know for a fact that you stream on Twitch. Is this the only
Mhm.
platform that you have streamed, or have you also tried other platforms like YouTube, Facebook?
Yes, definitely. In the early days, well, early days, if you want to put it, early pandemic days, last year, April, May, around those time, right? I'm
Right.
guessing that's where most of us started, or
Was
even
that when
got into
you started as
streaming.
well? Like
Yeah,
started
yeah.
streaming?
But I didn't start streaming at that time. I just started playing this ancient game called Pokemon Go.
Okay.
Um, I've been playing that for like forever, ever since it came out. So like 2016, and then I stopped in 17 because phone wasn't compatible with
Right.
hacks and all.
Right. Right.
And then 2018, I got back into it once I started working and all. But last year I stopped playing it. Partly because the game was getting like too pay to win ish, and then didn't really find the motivation to play from home, even though they made some a
But
lot
wait,
of
how? Okay,
good
my
enhancements there.
only experience with Pokemon Go, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Pokemon Go, right? Yeah, my only experience with Pokemon Go is when the game first came out, lah, and that's when everybody go crazy, walking around, running around, and going to the park, going to
Yeah.
yeah, to like find Pokemons and stuff to collect them and stuff. So how is it different now? Like
How?
especially in the
Okay. From the
pandemic time, you
last.
can't really travel. You're not supposed to leave your house. So how do you play from home?
Okay, so what they did, they basically, right, they introduced things like remote raid passes. Like, normally when you go for the gym battles, right,
Yeah,
you got 1 star to 5 star, 5 star being the hardest,
the
1 star being like
difficulty.
the easiest, You
Yeah.
can solo 1 star and 2 star very easily. 3 star you can solo once you have like the right counters to the boss. But 4 and 5 you definitely need like a raiding party,
Right.
But what they did was basically for these raids, they have like a remote raid. So if there's anyone, once you open up the game and you see like there's like maybe 1 or 2 gyms around you, and you have a remote raid pass, which is special raid pass they introduced during this period, right? So you
Okay.
can use that to remotely battle. And yeah, along with that, of course, came some issues as well. Like people say, like, oh, my pass is getting wasted. Nobody's joining. We can't coordinate this and then blah blah blah, and then they introduce some further things to improve on that, and
But
so
how
on and
how
so
did the
forth.
whole aspect? Because I mean, okay, the entire thing was that you had to go to a place and then battle,
Nah,
but also I mean, like when the
you were
game
sitting
first
home,
came out
yeah.
lah. Yeah, when the first
Or first came out, yeah, you definitely have
you had
to
to
go
travel,
there.
and then I also know that
Hmm.
people they started like going jogging and stuff more, or like even cycling, like attaching the phone to the bicycle so that it like takes
Yeah,
it like as though
it
you're
moves the
traveling.
phone and
Yeah,
it
and then
hatches
it
the
hatches the egg.
eggs.
So like, how does that happen
Yeah.
then in this case for
Well,
hatching and stuff?
I found a way to do that without even moving the phone. So it was, called. I mean, it's basically just using Google Fit that we have, and then there was an app that kind of like simulates walking. So it just adds distance, adds like a fake
Right.
track into your Google Fit, and then once you open up your game, the game will actually, if you have connected your Google account to it, your Google feed to your Pokemon Go, right? Once you launch the game, it's going to read the data and then it picks up, oh, you have walked 10 km. Nah, your 10 km egg is hatched. So
Oh, okay.
basically, I'm just sitting home like every 4, 5, every 2, 3 hours, I'm just opening up my game, just hatching eggs like nobody's business. So that changed during the, I mean, that's what how I did during the pandemic. And also they increased like the spin distance. So last time you had to be like pretty close to like a Pokestop, like probably within 10 meters to spin it. This one now you probably like 40, 50 meters away you can spin it. And then yeah, same for gyms. So yeah, that
Okay,
worked for a
so
while, but after that it got boring. So I was like, I'm gonna stop that.
they basically evolved the game to match the current
Yeah.
situation lah in a way.
Yeah, so it was good, very good for a while, and then they introduced PvP as well at that time. So that's what gotten me started into like recording, making content at that time. So I was like, yeah, maybe I'll just try it out. It's gotta try out
So you
somewhere,
were
start
recording
somewhere.
for you're recording Pokemon Go, is it? Like
Yeah, the
making
PvP gameplays. Yeah.
how how did that work? Like was that you were recording through your
They
phone?
have yeah, you have to play on the game on the phone, right? So you have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
use the screen recording app, which work well. But the thing is, like any other online game, there's always some online bugs. So that game was
Right.
just unplayable online even at the best times.
Right.
So you'll get like 5 set of games daily, and each 5 set you have 5 battles, so 25 in total. And at one point they increase to like 35. Uh, but as soon as you get to like the top ranks, right, like rank 8, 9, and 10, right, 7, 8, 9, 10, the battles just get so hard. People are just having like the best stuff, best Pokemon ever, and you can't really fight with
Right.
those. So it's hard to get a set where you actually have like a decent 4-1 or 5-0 score to share every day. So that got very repetitive daily, and then I was like, yeah, screw this game. So I'm just gonna stop for a while.
So
So
wait, that means
yeah.
you recorded and then you made like YouTube videos lah basically, was it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So it was still there in my channel, unlisted, but I just got rid of
Right.
that video. So like, yeah, don't bother those anymore.
I
So in terms of like streaming, like you asked,
yeah.
uh, and then what came after that was, like, I thought, yeah, maybe I'll just start streaming instead. So I took a while off, and all that work as well in between, work from home and all the stuff, so adjustments and all.
Yeah.
Then after I was like, okay, maybe now I'm a little too free. Maybe I can do streaming on weekends. So at that time, I just started playing F1. I've been always been playing F1 games, and
So you
then
already had like the whole setup, the whole the steering wheel setup and all that already had prior to that lah. Is it?
not this steering wheel. This is a
Yeah.
upgrade from what I had
Right.
before,
Right.
but
Right.
definitely, yeah. So I had like a
Okay.
chipla, like
So
a
the
shitty
meaning
one
you
lah.
you were already into gaming. I mean, F1 games like beforehand itself. Like it didn't like start during
Yeah,
the
all
pandemic.
the way since 2015. That's
Okay.
like a year after I started my university. So since then, uni life, you know how it is, right, everyone,
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're like bored and like, what do I do? Oh, let's play games. Let's see what games we have. Oh, F1 game. Let's 100 get. You know what? Just buy it. Let's just waste our money and just play it. Oh, it's fun. And then rinse and repeat every year. And here we are. So that happened. And from there, from the old laptop now, finally managed to upgrade to a somewhat of a decent
PC.
PC and a good wheel set and a good chair as well that doesn't move back and forth while I'm playing, which is really nice as well. And just small upgrades all the time. Get a mic, get a better headset. It just
Yeah.
adds on to
Become
the
stream
gaming
ready lah.
experience there. Yeah. So it's just small gains, and at the same time, keeping up the content as well. Just stream whenever I want. I'm not necessarily stream whenever I want. I just stream whenever I'm playing it. So that
Right. Right.
goes a long way. Yeah.
All right.
So the first official stream, I say it was around July last year, and
Oh.
just
Okay.
almost a year,
So, but
more
yeah,
than a year
just over a
already.
year. Yeah, just over a year now lah since you started
Mm.
streaming. Okay, when did you manage to hit affiliate then?
Early this year, I think, or
Okay,
late last year, around this time. Yeah. So once I got there, then yes,
right,
was history.
right, right.
Yeah. And
Alright.
then since then, now I'm just like really focusing just on F1 and racing content mainly. And then other games is just like, yeah, on the fly. Maybe on once, maybe once I figure out my timing even better, maybe I can do like a weekday stream for, some a random game once a week or twice a week. But that's far away lah, from my plans.
Okay. But I
Mm.
mean, you already have sort of an idea of how you wanna progress, I guess, with your Twitch, like with your streaming
Uh,
schedule. Because
yeah, just
right
just
now
just
is
racing.
basically racing during the weekends, right? Do you
Yeah, that's the
have
only time I have.
any work lah due to work mainly?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, still working from home. I do have the time after work, but as I mentioned before, I do have other side hustles that I do. So I
Right,
have to
right, right,
dedicate a bit of time to that as well.
right,
And then
right,
after that, I'll be back to the games just for practicing for the races and all. And then I'm back to bed, and then rinse and repeat the next day. Get up for work, and then yeah, the same thing happens over and over.
right. Understand.
Mm.
All right. Sorry, just to pause a bit over there. Minna,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be stretching 4 times, so I've actually just removed that channel point ability right now. Thanks for reminding me. Actually, I should probably put the limitation on that. And also,
Mm.
you redeem hydrate, so yes, one hydrate. Thank you for that. Um, but yeah, just one hydrate. The other one, I'll return the channel points to you. Yeah. And
Maybe I
also, hi
can drink the
Arfal.
other one lah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
drink the
Yeah.
other
Sure.
side. Okay,
Dalvin, please
hydrate.
go ahead. So Dalvin is hydrating on
Get a
my
good
behalf.
opportunity to slurp something.
But yeah, I mean, since this is a podcast episode, so a podcast stream, so I appreciate, you know, limiting the channel point claims
Ah,
for this time.
now we have another special
Now you
guest
can
here.
enjoy the Pikachu as well
Just casually poking the stick here
through the wheel.
to to stabilize it. Let's just say. Put it that way.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Let's not
All right,
let's not go into the details.
sure.
Chuck Jack, yes. We're back into the Fortnite
Oh
era. Let's
no, not
go.
again. Okay.
Dalvin straight up turns off sound alerts. Yeah, Rafael, because I don't want to be bombarded by sound alerts while I'm racing. All right.
Yeah, I should probably do that. Actually, I mean, I recently only just got affiliated, so all this stuff I'm like still learning how to do it properly, how to set it up properly. So I know that there's a way to set up the thing where you can claim it, and then there's like a time period, right, that you have to wait in order to claim it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's why I want to avoid having to stretch 4 or 5 times in a row. So I probably should do that later on
Yeah.
once done with the stream and stuff. But yeah,
Saying that though, I think like sound alerts is quite buggy from time to time lah. It
oh yeah,
tends to like double play the song, the sounds that you redeem. So at one point I was like, Alpha, why are you playing that twice? And it's like, what? I only claimed that once, and then I look back at the log. It's like, oh yeah, once, and then someone else claimed it. And it's like, why are you playing it twice? And it's like, bro, once only. And then
is
it's
it
like,
because
oh
no? I
shit,
mean, it's
okay.
because two people claim at the same time. Is it?
No, it's I think it's just like a bug where the sound alert plugin is just bugging out lah. So yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Yep. Hmm.
Okay. I think now. Hold up, did I save this? Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, now it should
SMH my
be.
head. Nice RFOL. Nice.
But yeah, okay. So you mentioned that you also have experience streaming in other platforms, so like Facebook and YouTube, I assume.
Oh, no, only YouTube, yeah.
Only YouTube. Okay.
Well,
How
the
did that
only
go?
time it's fine. I remember streaming Valorant
Oh, okay.
when I first played it. So at that time I was who was it? Oh, with R4, of course. Who else?
Ah,
Yeah, that donkey. So I was playing with him, and then just randomly took a random character, went through the tutorial, and then found like, wow, this game is just too easy to get started. It's like there's like no skill gap in this game compared to
right.
CS:GO. I liked it for a moment, but then again, it got to a point where it's like, eh, abilities and all, blah blah blah. I just prefer take a gun, prop prop prop, and
The more
get the
simple
day.
or the more direct
Yeah,
approach. Have you
yeah.
played like games like Overwatch?
No, but Yeah, it's
That
kind of like
that's
Overwatchy lah.
yeah, because there's
Yeah.
like a variation like in terms of the abilities and stuff. But I feel, I mean, I've played Valorant probably like once or twice only, and it's definitely not a game for me. Like FPS games in general is not really my thing. But
Mhm.
um, I did used to play Overwatch quite a lot. Back in the day when it first came out and stuff at that time, and I don't know. For me, the difference there was mainly that it being not just point and shoot. There's a whole bunch of other quite fun abilities. You have like the dude
Yeah.
with the bow and arrow, and then the healer, the engineer, and stuff. So it's like quite a
Yeah.
varying characters that you can choose from and a varying style to play. So it was quite fun lah. But over
Yeah.
time, and then you just get
Basically,
kind of tired
Valorant
of it.
was, like CS:GO married Overwatch in a way lah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like a baby.
Yeah.
CS:GO,
So
Overwatch
you got
baby.
like the shooting of CS:GO plus the ability, the thing of
The powers lah, basically.
Overwatch, the powers, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even
But then it's like,
Apex
yeah,
also.
yeah.
Apex also was like I feel like Apex also is sort of it, it's not really the magic abilities. Like it's more tech based, I guess. Have you played Apex before? Hello, Delph. Oh, you're having a little bit
Hello
of lag.
there.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was a bit of lag there.
Hello.
Yep.
General.
Yes, General Dolph.
Hello.
Oh no, there's some
Yes.
lag.
All right. Okay. Yeah. We're back. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no.
Are we back?
I was asking whether if you've played Apex before.
Which Apex do you mean? The Apex in F1?
No,
If then,
obviously not.
yes. I hit the Apexes. Yeah, I played
Apex
Apex in
Legends.
F1. Yeah. I'm an Apex legend. I hit the Apexes in the
Okay.
game. So, yeah. But yeah, speaking of the game itself, nah, I've never played that.
Okay.
Then again, I think, it's quite common for people to get into like games that are free to play.
Yeah, I mean that's
It's
the whole
it's
thing
it's
with
open, yeah.
PUBG, Fortnite, and all that. Like anybody
Yeah.
can access, anybody can play.
Yeah, but then it gets like, too crowded when everyone just streams the same shit.
It's
So it's like,
oversaturated lah in a way.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, everyone just I mean, those who are streaming, they're just streaming a game that they like to play. So nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
But,
of course. I
like
mean,
I
and most
find,
people they play with
yeah,
a group of with a bunch of friends as well, like people who they're used to playing with anyway. So that's where that sort of interaction that it's more fun to watch when you're streaming together with someone else because like you
yeah,
can get used
correct.
to the sort of interaction between that person and the streamer and the friends and stuff. That makes it interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, but then like you said lah, oversaturation and all that. So
Yep.
if you just open up the Malaysian streamers group in Twitch, right? It's like Valorant, Apex, Genshin, Valorant, Valorant, Impact, Genshin, blah, blah, blah. It's the same few
And then
things.
one further
And
down
then
there,
you see
F1.
one random there, F1. Maybe on the weekend you'll see lah, like suddenly like 5 or 6 of them suddenly F1, 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 F1. You realize all of
Right.
them are in our
No, it'll be
league lah.
one random fella there playing No Man's Sky.
Yeah, No Man's Sky and then Deep Rock Galactic, and all the good games. So, those are at least like somewhat enjoyable games. Like, not many people play that, so it's something refreshing to see. Rather than like the same old, I mean, unless you're like a super pro player where you like really like best of the rest, then okay
Yeah,
lah, worth watching you because you have some skills
the
and maybe
skills.
we
Yeah.
can enjoy watching something good. But if you're just like a normal, Pepe guy, just going around shooting and you're just like, yeah, you're just having fun, then I'm probably
It's
not gonna watch
more chill,
Valorant.
I guess. More chill stream in a way.
Yeah,
Was PUBG not free? Am I wrong in that? I have not
PUBG,
played PUBG, so I guess maybe I'm wrong, Harfwell. But yeah, I guess
PUBG
was it
wasn't free, I think.
even not a mobile lah. I thought mobile was
There's
free.
a there was a mobile is free, yeah. PUBG Mobile is free, but bro, PUBG Mobile.
I don't know. It's big, right? Like,
Mobile.
isn't that the
What?
entire reason why even all of these battle royale games are coming out on mobile?
No idea, man. Like, like it's like easy for everyone again, but then I don't really find the joy of like
Yeah, I know.
doing that
It's
on my phone just
I
to
I can't
just to
even
get an
I can't
aim. I
play
mean, you
any
have a
games on the
keyboard and
phone lah, to be
mouse.
honest. Exactly. to be honest,
Yeah.
like ever since I got my PC also, like a PC that can actually play games properly, like I don't think I even have any games on my mobile right now. Like last time it just used to be like, Temple Run
Yeah.
or or what do you call it, that Angry Birds
I mean,
game and
yeah,
stuff
those
like
games
that. That
are
was like
like,
the typical
yeah,
mobile
those are
game.
there for boredom lah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm.
So wait,
Mm.
with regards to F1, I do actually want to know, did you?
Oh, Psycho is here. Hello.
Yes, Psycho Fusune
Uh-huh.
and R4L Minna is, yeah. But I think from the MSRL probably Psycho and Fusune only now.
Fusune. Oh no, he is glitching. Classic Dalvin. Yes, Fusune. Yes, sir.
Desync
It's
again.
not me if I don't glitch.
It's desyncing again.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was gonna ask, did you
Yeah.
start watching F1 first, or did you start playing the game first and then you got into F1?
Oh, definitely I start watching first. I started
Okay,
watching all the
nice.
way back in back long time ago.
In the
Put it
Schumacher
that way.
era.
Schumacher era, definitely was Schumacher era because when the first time I saw F1, I was like, and, that all those good loud sounds, all the V10 sounds. So yeah.
Right.
First time I went for a F1 race was also during a Schumacher era, 2007. That time I God knows how old was I.
2007.
I was
Wait, he
9 at
retired the
that
first
time.
time in 2008. Is it?
It was 8, yeah.
8, right?
7 was I think his last season, and then 8 Kimi came in, and Kimi won the championship. It's like
Right.
whoa. So yeah, 7 I went to watch the Malaysian Grand Prix, and then I was like I was kind of like so disappointed at the end that it's like Schumacher finished like 7th, I think. I was like, oh no, why he 7th? He's like,
Oh,
"Ah."
so at that time, I
Yeah,
mean, you were a Ferrari and a Schumacher fan lah.
always,
Always.
always a Spinala fan.
Oh wait,
Yeah, and then
according to Psycho,
and then
2007 Kimi replaced Shumi. So Shumi retired in 2007.
wait, what? Nani?
Hmm.
Oh no, it was 2005, I think. Wait.
Huh?
I went
Oh,
for
you went to
2005, I
Sepang,
think.
is it?
Oh yeah, 2000. Wait, no. Wait, what? No. It was 7, I think. Huh. I remember I was 9 years old at that time. Oh yeah, it was
I think he
2005. Correct,
retired. He
yeah.
retired in
2005,
06.
2005.
Yeah, he retired.
He retired was, yeah, I went
06.
2005. Correct. Yeah, 2005. And then 12 years later, 2017, that's the last
The
Malaysian Grand Prix.
last
That's
one.
where I went again, yeah.
Oh, hey, you were there. I was there also. Wait, that was the one that Danny Rick won, right?
No,
Isn't it?
Max won. Bro,
Eh?
Max won 17.
Was Danny Rick on the podium? Because I remember I
Danny
saw
Rick
the Shui. I saw
was
the
on
Shui
the podium,
happen.
yes. He was
He did
was
the Shui,
P2,
right?
yes. Yeah, he did.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah. So Red Bull won 3 and then Hamilton was P2 and then
Psycho was
you
also.
remember do you remember the time where Hamilton got overtaken by Max and then the next lap when the Max came through the pit straight and everyone was like, oh,
Is it?
the crowd
I
just
don't
went
recall, but
nuts, man. Yeah. So I still remember that quite very clearly. Like like we were like watching like Max just on Hamilton's rear for like 4 or 5 laps, trying to
right.
get the move done, and then the next turn, the next lap, I think he got the move done into turn 1, I think, and then the following lap when he came through,
Which stand were you located at?
I was in the main grandstand near the
Facing the
pit
pits.
line.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
facing the pits.
I was on
Yeah.
the opposite side. I was facing the
So
back straight.
oh, okay. But I think you would have heard the noise either way, lah.
Probably, yeah,
It was pretty crazy like that time. And then when Max won, I was like, everyone just went nuts. And then was fun watching Seb from like 20th fighting back to 4th. And then it's like, no. But it was also like shit moment because, the Ferrari curse, I guess, happened
Yeah,
again.
it started.
Because Kimi was P2 and then like, oh no, not again. 12 years ago, it was Michael who did win. It's like had a bad race. Now it's Kimi and Sam is on the back. Like, meh. But then again, Max won, so I was like, at least it's not Lulu. So, yeah.
But yeah, I remember that. I think that was the time where I managed to take a selfie. Like I was in the stand, but then I managed to take a selfie just as soon as Vettel in his Ferrari was passing by. So it's like that. I finally have a picture with Sebastian Vettel. It's like just driving by there. It's like exact
Yeah.
moment.
In before
that
the
was cool.
Spinala.
And I remember also after, because I went with a friend of mine. So he was like his first time going to Sepang. So as soon as the race finished, and then everybody started moving. Some people started leaving. Some of us, we went off to the main stand, the main grandstand, because they open up
and
everything.
I went down.
And then jump down over the barrier, run onto the
Yeah.
track. I was like, oh, so cool! Finally on the Sepang track, it's like the holy ground.
Yeah.
For F1 fans.
I
in
actually
Malaysia.
didn't jump down at that time because I remember I was just like few months after physio. I had like a
Right.
very
Injury.
mild injury or to my hamstring, right?
Right.
So, and then I was just recovering. I was good enough to walk and all, but I wasn't confident to make the jump in fear that I might
pretty
just
high.
kill myself.
It was pretty high.
So I was telling my friend, bro, I can do it, but if I die, you have to carry me all the way home. Are you want to do that? It's like, no nila. So it's like, okay, tougher. So I was
because
like,
people
not
started going
gonna
crazy.
risk
Especially,
it. Yeah.
I remember it mainly because there were so many Australians there, and they were so happy because that's why I guess maybe that's why it made me think that Ricardo won, but I guess not like Max won. But
He
the
was
Australians
pretty
were going
lucky for them.
crazy, especially when he was doing the shoey and all that, and it was just like so fun. And then I think to climb back up the stand, like my friend had to like stand there holding the arm down, and I'm like, whoa, come on.
Yeah. It's like an
rock
army
climbing.
drill all over again. So like, yeah, let's go. I'll hold my hand and you jump ahead,
Yeah.
push. Yeah.
Well, it was fun lah. Watching, for anybody who has not been to a F1 race or basically experienced F1 in real life, I would definitely say at least experience it once. Right now, I guess the only opportunity you get would be, even Singapore is cancelled now. The closest one would be what, Australia? I guess.
Even Australia is cancelled. Japan is gone.
No, but wait, is Singapore
What's
still in
next?
for next year?
Oh yeah,
Still
it
in, right?
is.
Okay, then yeah, I guess
should be
next year.
be in. Maybe.
Uh,
Then again, I wouldn't mind if they skip that circuit because there's no race there. Nothing to race there. Come here, man. Come here.
yeah, I should come back to Sepang lah.
Yeah.
But what to do? But alright, so what turned you into a F1 fan then? Since you mentioned that you started watching during the whole Schumacher era, what sort of got you interested into F1 in the first place? You
I
already
guess
had an
that
interest
answers
in
it.
cars.
Yeah, it was just like sorry, just gonna stretch a bit. It's just
You can
yeah.
claim that this stretch that Mina
Yeah.
claimed earlier.
I mean, I had a very long day, so I'm just like been sitting the whole day. Now I'm finally like on a comfier chair I'm sitting, so it feels nice.
Why don't you
So,
use
yeah.
this chair for your work chair?
Nah, man, too comfy, I'll sleep.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. So I have my workstation set up like behind me, so there's another chair there and another table. So here's like a fixed table with this chair, so I'm like keeping
Right.
it separate.
Right.
So yeah, back to the question, what really got me like to be a fan. So yeah, just that like watching cars race and then just like meow 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 and then week in week out and then watching them just like go fast and then race. And then the sound, like I wouldn't lie, but like the V10, V8s, those were like the era, where like loud cars and yeah.
Yeah, no, I
That's
completely
thing.
agree that the sound, even for me also, I would say one of the things that got me interested. I don't know why, just the sound attracted me as well to how how the cars sound, especially if you've seen it in real life. It's super loud for somebody who does not like F1. They probably find it really annoying, but for someone who is a fan,
Oh yeah.
it's like
Speaking of
music to your
loudness,
ears.
right? Comparing the 2005 and 2005 and 17, right? 12 years apart. So V10 to the V6, right? So I remember when we went for the 2005 by my dad, right? So we bought like the earplugs, right? So we made sure we
The
had that in our
headphones.
ears. Oh no, just like the normal
the
earplugs,
earplugs,
like
okay. Yeah.
So so just make sure you just sumbat habis to a point where you can't hear, because at the start the car's revving was like what? Like it will just kill your ears. And then every round the cars are passing, even if it's just one car, your ears are like buzzing, So yeah. And then I remember going for the 2017 one. I only had to I took out my earphones just to cover the sound. I was okay. And then the next lap, bruh. The next
It was normal already.
55 laps, I was just like sitting there like, yeah, nothing happened. So it's okay. So they're not loud at all compared to the V8s and V10s. But yeah, they definitely sound nicer with the turbo and how the turbo fart sounds.
It's like
especially
it's
the Honda
the
at that time.
original sound, like that feeling.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, to be fair, Honda sounded really nice like with their like their farties, the way their turbo farted like
Yeah, yeah.
so
When taking a
it's like
corner, especially.
yeah. So that sounded nice, but you can really see at that time the car was just like underpowered. Like it wasn't going anywhere in the race lah.
Okay,
Hmm.
so you did mention about being a Schumacher fan. So I guess yeah, I mean, I would assume that's like your all-time favorite driver,
At that
even up
time,
to this point.
yes. Up to this point, yeah. I mean, I don't really have like an all-time favorite,
Okay,
but among
who?
the favorites is definitely one is Shumi.
Okay,
And then
your
in this
current favorite.
current era, the older ones is definitely Seb, and then the upcoming generation is the freaking Twitch quartet lah. So Lando, George, Leclerc, and Albon. So yeah, nobody else. Other than that, I think they just like meh. Mazepin says meh. Stroll is just there because of
Mazepin.
his daddy's cash and all. But yeah, the other four they really have. At least they have some talent and they're
Right.
in good
Yeah, I
teams
mean
for
the fact
now.
that George can still drive that car into Q2, Q3 at times.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really showing
yeah.
something.
Hmm.
How about in terms of teams? Any
Teams.
particular team that you've always supported? Like, were you like a die Ferrari fan or a die McLaren fan?
Why are you even asking, sir? You already know the answer.
Just for this,
Ferrari all the way. Ferrari all the way.
So even during, I mean, I guess during the whole uh, after Schumacher era lah, basically during the whole Alonso era, Kimi era, and so
Mhm.
on, still Ferrari also lah, the entire time.
It's always Ferrari, yeah. So I'm a
Okay.
Ferrari fan. Like let's say like there was a time where we hated Seb when he was in Red Bull because the whiny kid he is and likes to
Yeah.
complain. And then he became a Ferrari driver. It's like, oh, Seb is a Ferrari driver. Now we love Seb. And then now we actually love Seb
Now
because of
people,
how
yeah,
he is. Yeah. So it's
he did a
like
complete like
meh.
180.
Yeah.
His time in
So I
Red
don't know.
Bull, like basically, I feel like what he faced in Red Bull is what Lewis is facing now. Because
He will face.
no, I mean, he's
Yeah.
already facing it, and he's been facing it for a longer time because Seb won what,
Mm.
4 in a row, right? 4 championships in a row. Lewis now has so many in a row already, so it's like people are just getting tired, and that's why it's either
Yeah.
you're diehard Lewis fan or you just want anyone other than Lewis, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the sort of
Then
feeling right now.
again, going back to like Seb's era, right, where he won all those four, right? It wasn't like straightforward where he like
Yeah,
just
it was
wanted a.
competition.
Whereas Mercs, I mean, they got a jump start towards their development and all that stuff,
Bronze
and
GP.
bronze GP and all those things, and they just came in and then bought over the team. But okay, maybe put that aside. But into the turbo hybrid era 2014, right? So they got like a jump start of all teams, even before the rule was passed, they were like the main ones like supporting for the V6 introduction, and
Right.
they got ahead, and since then they have been ahead. So their car has been like pretty much unchallenged ever since like 2014, 15, 16, 3 years definitely where Hamilton won it easily.
Yeah.
I mean 16 was a nice time lah to watch him like squabble
With Rosberg, right?
with Rosberg. 16 actually Rosberg won, yeah, so my bad there. But then Rosberg retired and then came in Mr. Wingman Bottas, and then 17 was like meh, 18 was meh,
Yeah.
Ferrari
Can I
challenge
can I
but
ask
meh.
what was your reaction to Rosberg's retirement? What did you
It's
think?
like sus. I was like, yeah, I think things are just getting too spicy. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna take my trophy and get away. Like it's like the lightning from Cars 3, like Chicks wins the trophy, right? At the end,
Mm-hmm.
the three drivers, Dino, like Doc, and then who was it? McQueen
Lightning
and
McQueen. Yeah.
Chicks. So these three, right? So they had their final re-race, right?
Right.
Then
Right.
Chicks won it, so he's like, this like he'll take the trophy, I won it, yeah, bye bye, and then he just goes away. So I felt like the same vibes came from Rosberg. It's like, I won it, I'm gonna retire now. So yeah, that happened.
I think I don't know. Like, I guess he probably wanted to get out of the fire before things started getting even worse. Like what happened to Bottas this past 3-4 years lah, and
Yeah,
in like
yeah,
Bottas's
yeah,
case,
definitely.
he
I mean,
really
it's
became a wingman through and through to the point where
mm,
the team completely like disregarded a lot of aspects in his own progress, and now he's going to
yeah,
a downgrade essentially. But of course, I mean, we don't know what the state of the cars would be in 2022 considering all the rule changes. So
Yeah,
for all
he's,
you
he's
know,
definitely a solid driver, lah, Bottas, but he's not like world championship challenging kind of a person, lah. He's definitely like up there, like on his best day, he can match Hamilton or maybe better at certain tracks.
yeah,
But overall, Hamilton is just better. I think he just has that like, raw potential there, lah.
he's more
So,
ruthless, I feel, compared to
mm,
Bottas. Bottas
yeah,
doesn't
Bottas is just
really,
like nice guy.
yeah.
Like Kimi is like meh, bruh. I won a
It's a
championship, and then it's
finish.
like it's a
It's a
hobby now.
finish thing, like, I guess.
Yeah. And then yeah, even like now Bottas moving to Alfa Romeo, a fin for a fin. Nice trade there.
Actually, even Alpha, the second driver is not confirmed yet, right? Jojo is not signed on yet, isn't he? For 2022,
Yeah,
right?
it's not confirmed yet. That's the thing.
So what?
The
Any
rumors
thoughts on that?
are that the F2 driver Guan Yu Zhou, the from China, right? He's
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
going to
yeah.
be the favorite there because
Cash.
from cash
Cash
because
is king.
they his corporation or whatever something like his company or his sponsors have bought some percentage of ownership
In Alpha.
in Alpha.
Ah,
So
okay.
that would give them some power, like when it comes to like making board decisions,
I
like,
mean, it's
hey, we are investing, take
literally
our
Stroll,
driver.
literally the whole Stroll situation lah. It's like his
Yeah,
dad bought
yeah,
the team, so it's
correct.
like, yeah, the son is going to drive.
Mm, yeah.
Mm,
So probably him is like definitely the hot favorite now. Other drivers like De Vries and all that, I don't think they're gonna come. Like Ilot is gonna probably stay in Indy or whatever he is.
right.
Mick is already there, so Mick's probably gonna be there for a while. Jojo, maybe he will be there, maybe he won't be there. Who knows? Then again, maybe they might just sign Guan Yu Zhou as like a reserve driver for now or something, and then next year, Jojo might go or Bottas might go for good, and then Joe might
Right.
get the full time seat.
But I mean, to be
Mm.
fair, I don't know. Like just talking specifically about Jojo lah. His performance this entire season, or I guess for the past 2 seasons or so. Wait, he was there last year, right? Yeah, he was there last year also.
Yeah, he was there.
So, like performance-wise, not really that great in a sense. Like they are always battling the Haas's and the Williams at the back, and now the Williams already overtook them essentially, and
Yeah.
they are basically just battling with the Haas's now mainly. So I of course the car has an issue, not as bad as the Haas, but there's definitely problems with the car itself. But even in
Yeah, even if it's a car, then again, Jojo's like not
it,
outperforming Kimi at any
exactly,
point.
yeah,
At best, he's matching him, but even on the day where everything goes for Jojo, he's not like miles ahead. So we don't
yeah,
see that from him. I think Ferrari's just like, you know what, he's our FDA driver, blah blah blah. But we're just gonna keep him for a while. After that, we're gonna let him go, and then yeah, that's what's gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen this season, end of this season. So yeah.
maybe I end up being
Hmm.
reserve driver instead. But okay,
Yeah, we never know.
I do want to know what are your thoughts on the current season. So right now, I have this opened up already actually. So right now, Max is
Mhm.
leading by
6
6 points
points.
to Hamilton.
Yeah.
So basically, it's definitely going to be the shootout between these two. Bottas and the rest are all too far away. But
Mhm.
what do you think so far, and what do you think about the next 6 races, the next upcoming final 6 races? It's quite a loaded
Okay.
question.
Yeah. I mean, we pretty much know what's coming up next. It's the Americas races followed
Yeah,
by the Arabian races, right?
yeah,
So I'd say Brazil and Mexico is definitely a place for Max to get the win, and Checo in Mexico,
of course.
God
Checo,
bless
yeah.
him lah. Please at least get a second place. There, get a Red Bull 1-2, or even if
I think
Checo
get a
wins,
podium. Get a podium would be good already for
yeah.
him.
But it's better that if they can get like a 1-2, and yeah, and
1-2
oh
with
yeah,
Checo on top lah.
yeah, Checo.
Yeah,
I mean, I think I wouldn't mind Checo winning as well. But then again, I feel like
Max
if
needs
it's
the
for the
points.
championship, they might do like a Hamilton Barrichello. Like, yeah, let Max through. If it's like really close, they might just like do the team order, just for the championship, and Max might just give him the winner's trophy at the end of the day. That thing might happen. Yeah, yeah. So I think Brazil and Mexico is like the biggest chance for Max to make sure he wins it at all costs. given that he won't have to be taking any more engine penalty, he's set for the rest of the season in terms of engines. So he
Right.
has like probably the best chance to just blitz it. USA, it's definitely a 50-50 there because it's like a circuit where there's like corners that suits the Mercs, and then there's like corners that suit the Red Bull, and then the rest of it is just going to come down to time management, luck, and
Right. Actually,
who has the better wingman on that day.
the next immediate race is USA. It's USA, Mexico,
Yeah,
and then Brazil
yeah. So
going
these
into
three are
November.
coming first.
Yep.
And then after that, the Gulf races, the Arabian races, right?
Yep.
So it's
So
going to be
that's Qatar,
Qatar, and
Saudi, and
then
then
Jeddah, and then
Abu
Abu
Dhabi.
Dhabi.
Yep.
So given that the development race might just be over for now, but I'm looking at it like these two teams are still pushing a bit towards the end of the season until a point where they like, what, I think we have lost the championship, we're gonna call it off. So it might just be like one or two races to go, but I don't think at least for the constructors, they might one or the other team might wrap it like with one or two races to go, but the drivers will still be on till
Until the last.
maybe the last race or maybe the second
The
last
gap,
race.
the gap is still very close. Like, and
Too
they're
close,
always
yeah.
just like alternating the number 1 and number 2 spot between them right now.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's too close
either
to
one
call.
of them always. Yeah. So last three races, I feel touch and go. Maybe Qatar would definitely look like a track that will suit the Red Bulls more. I mean, generally the Arabian tracks, they are hotter tracks, right? So
Yep.
uh, Red Bull definitely like that, but again, if there are harder compound of tires, it will suit work also. So that's why I'm like putting it there as like a 50-50 there. It's not like a hard written on the stone tablets where Red Bull's gonna be better here. Uh, the only reason why Red Bull tend to be stronger at the end of the season in previous seasons, it is because Merck have wrapped up the championships and they were
Yeah,
like,
they
"Yep,
finished it
let's shut
early.
down this season. Let's start for next season." Whereas Red Bull like to develop at the end of the season and carry that forward into the following season, and have a post start in the following season. And yeah, so yeah, but I'm still rooting for Max to go for it this year. If you can get it this year, then yeah, I think Hamilton's gonna have a bit of a challenge into the next season where potentially other constructors might have a better car as well.
True, yeah. Yeah, especially with all the rule changes happening next season. I'm actually trying to find that graphic because I remember seeing this certain graphic on the F1 Instagram page. Okay, I found it. So yeah, it's basically the comparison between the result comparison between Lewis and Max. And it's basically like, first place, second place, or second place, first place, and so on for each race. But this was up to Russia, I think when they posted this. But I remember even looking at the results at that point of time, Lewis was leading in terms of the points, but the overall consistency is like Max. Okay, from this is like the first 5 races, second, first, second, second, first. Lewis was first, second, first, first, seventh. I think that was
Where was that?
before
I forgot which race
Azerbaijan.
was that. Monaco, yeah,
Monaco,
P7.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Azerbaijan 15, 18. Of course, we know what happened. Experience Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
And then, but then
Max
after
lost
that,
it.
Max basically 3 in a row, first, and that's where
Yeah.
Hamilton sort of started faltering. It's like second, fourth, and then Silverstone. We all know what happened. Lewis first and Max DNF, of course. And then after that, basically from then on, Max had more of a stronger performance. Other than the times where he either got yeeted off by Hamilton or when he crashed with Hamilton in Monza and both of them were out. So
or the time where he got yeeted by Bottas in
yeah, of course,
Hungary. Yeah.
the bowling incident, the Bottas bowling incident. But yeah, I mean, it just in terms of like consistency of performance, I would say Max definitely has a much more higher consistency. He's able to perform during qualifying and during the race. Like he came from last to second in Russia. You know?
I think it's partly down to the car also. Like we have
The
seen
car,
it for
of course. I mean, yeah, it's down to
time
the car
and
and the
time.
track. Yeah.
Like generally the Red Bull is much better in following cars, whereas Merc,
The
they're
Merc,
like,
yeah. They are too
I'm
used to
like,
being up in front. They can't
yeah,
follow
the car is just made to be in front. Like, the whole purpose of them, like, being fast last time was like, just bang on the quali modes, get quali P1, and then just pull away in the race and just manage from there. Whereas when
Yeah,
they got stuck behind cars, it was like, I
like
need more power. I need more power.
my tires are gone.
So hard to get past him.
Like I remember, I think that's probably exactly how the like 2017, 2018 seasons were. Literally, it's just like Lewis on pole. You literally won't even see him during the race because it's like 20, 30 seconds in front of the P2,
Yeah.
And that was like always, pretty much always the case for all the races during that time. But now, finally there's like people actually, I mean, of course the Red Bulls, they have finally come back to, challenging them. I would say the McLaren have made a huge step in terms of coming up for better qualifying positions and also race performance. Ferrari also, compared to last year, they are performing better. Last year was absolute dog shit, but yeah, at least this year, we can see that there is some progress made there.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Still a bunch of clowns running it from the pit wall, but
exactly.
yeah, I think
I still don't get that
some of
whole
the-
radio communication between Leclerc and his engineer. If you don't get overtaken, you'll finish P1.
Yeah.
Duh.
If I do this time, where am I gonna finish? If you keep Bottas behind, P1. Bro, like
Bro, seriously.
clown moment, man. Like clown moment.
I'm
really.
waiting to see like the meme videos for that, like Dacia for the Dacia meme videos and stuff about that.
Yeah.
I thought they finally go into like big brain mode, especially with the stuff that they did in the qualifying, getting Carlos out there to help Leclerc. And
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
see what they did you see how they like communicated during the race, like great.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's probably the engineer, like, don't wanna, like, how to say, like, demotivate them by telling you, like, yeah, if you go at this pace, you'll probably end up in P5, at the end of the race. So it's like, why not just say,
true.
if you keep Bottas behind, probably you'll keep everyone behind. That's P1 for you. So maybe even Leclerc was like, okay, maybe I'll try. Then
Make the tires
yeah.
last, yeah.
Yeah, but then again, I don't think that car is like, fully up to pace yet lah, compared to the others.
Right.
Mm.
So
Usula has a question here. So he said, "What's my opinion on Ralph Schumacher?" Ralph who? I have no idea who Ralph
Oh.
is. Doesn't mean if he's Schumacher he's great, but then again, yeah, they were in the same era. I think he was okay. He was good, but not the best lah. So,
average lah, I would say, just regular average driver. Nothing really, fantastic to be said.
yeah, just
Like people can claim,
like-
he was not in the best car and so on, but to be in the best car, you gotta impress the best car to get them to drive for you.
impress in a poor car, like how Russell is doing in the Williams. So
Exactly how Russell
if
is
you
doing,
can
how
do
even
that-
Mick is doing right now. So like, of course, Mick has the whole name thing behind him, but he's performing in a Haas, and the Haas is like the joke of the grid right now. So he was able to drag it up to Q2. That's like such a huge thing. Like imagine earlier this year, we were so shocked when the Williams managed to go into Q2. Now Williams not getting into a Q3, we're like, what? No, George, what happened?
Yeah, what happened, George? Yeah.
It's amazing, like what within the span of the 1 year, like so much stuff can happen, so much progress can be made in the car.
Yeah. Maybe they had better wind tunnels. I mean, because the teams that finish lower in the championship, right?
Yep.
They get like more wind tunnel time. So the top team being Mercedes, they'll get the least amount of wind tunnel running. So whereas Williams, they definitely had the most. Ferrari, they finished 6th last year, so definitely they had more time compared to McLaren, Ferrari, and McLaren, Red Bull, and Mercedes.
Yeah.
So Ferrari had definitely more time than them. So that's probably helping some of these teams to develop more. Haas, of course, like we have seen that they've already said even the season before the season start. We're not going to focus on this season.
Yeah.
We're just going to focus solely on 2022.
Yeah.
I mean, fair point, because they're having a new driver lineup. Might as well just give them a car, get their feedback, how they feel about this car, how they want to feel about the car next season, and build the car around that. So, which is a good plan. Maybe we'll see them somewhere in the midfield next season. But I don't expect them to be straight away like banging like top 5, top 6 straight away lah.
Do you think, okay, now let's look forward, I guess, into 2022 and beyond in a way. But do you think like with the performance that we're seeing now from Williams, like they were back end, now they are basically midfield. Do you think that will continue to 2022? And also McLaren, who were midfield, now they're actually challenging for race wins and qualifying P1 and having better overall performance, I guess. Do you think that's also something that would be continuing into next year?
I'd say teams like McLaren, Ferrari can definitely nail it in terms of getting the regulation right.
Getting the regulation right is a huge thing. Like, what happened to Ferrari last year.
Looking from like the engine perspective, like there's nothing to change about that. The big change is coming like to the aero and chassis and all those stuff, right? So Red Bull, I think probably they're the prime favorites to like nail the aero regulation at least, to come up with some sort of a crazy solution that like crazy underbody designed by Adrian Newey from all his both skills, and he bring all the hydrodynamics to aerodynamics, and like wow, and then the car just like flies around. Probably that could happen. But Williams, I think they are definitely having a good upward trajectory. It's just they struggled previously with their aero as well. So if they get that right, probably they can be maybe like best of the rest for now, or nothing better than that lah. Yeah. It's not like a career mode game where first season you are like poor, and then second season like
suddenly top
there's
team,
a
top 3
R&D reset for one department, and you protect all the parts in that department, and the other teams don't protect, and suddenly you're in P1 and P2. So like how?
So you don't think Albon will be racing for race wins next year lah? At this point
I don't think so. At this point in time, no. Especially given that it's going to be new cars, so everyone's going to be finding their feet in there. Different tires as well, but then again, it's really like potluck, like who gets it right and which right drivers at the right team at the right time. So
true,
you never know, maybe Alfa Romeo might be the like the suddenly like the team that nails everything out of nowhere, and Bottas is like
suddenly Bottas is actually racing for the championship now. Merc get it wrong and Alpha get it right. Whoa, it's like a complete inversion.
So like you never know, all those things could happen. So yeah, it's a good reset, and then I have no expectations, but hoping that at least Ferrari are like decent enough to be challenging for race wins. And at least a championship.
You want to see Ferrari on the podium. He said now we just get to see the champagne.
We need a Ferrari driver on the Ferrari driver on the podium, not just the Ferrari branding on the podium, man.
But I guess one last thing to just talk about for future F1. What do you think Hamilton will be continuing after 2022? Because
because
the main thing was that a lot of people, they were, before he got confirmed for Merc next year, obviously, like people say, this year could be his last because he wants to make way, or Merc want him to make way for George, so George and Bottas will be taking the top 2 spots for the grid. But right now, of course, we know what happened, and it's going to be George versus Lewis, and people are also saying that it could be that George will actually put Lewis in his place, like show him what as a young driver, young blood coming into the team, someone who actually like feisty compared to Bottas, who's always like willing to let go, or like be sort of like being a pushover in a sense. Like George is not really, at least so far, is not shown to be that kind of character lah. So that also might sort of like change Lewis's perception, and then maybe he'll call it quits at the end of next year.
Probably lah. I mean, if he gets his eighth championship this season, I think might as well call it a year after next year. If he even if let's say by any luck he gets a 9th, I think that would be like good enough to rest it, let it go, and then just get out, man. Let the other drivers come through. Or probably he will just like go into like a lower tier team at that time, just maybe to Williams or maybe McLaren at that time. Just like just spend my retirement year here and then I'll be off. But I think maybe 22 might be his last. what I see right now with Russell coming in for next season, right? They wanna prepare Russell to be like the main
The
person
main,
in
yeah,
the team, and then after that, probably there's gonna be like another young driver coming through. Maybe Lando, they might just snipe him away, or
true,
now
yeah.
that Albon is in the Williams, right? So
He's free from Red
he's
Bull's
free from the
grasp.
Red Bull Academy already, right? So he can go anywhere he want. So he might go there, and then you never know. Maybe Danny Rick might end up in in the front running team. Probably Lando. You never know who's gonna be next year.
Yeah, true.
Mm.
Imagine, Psycho saying, imagine 10th championship for Hamilton. Oof. That will definitely be
Nah.
something. I don't think. I mean, if let's
I
say
think
even he wins this
with the
year,
regulation change coming, it's pretty difficult to go for it. Especially we don't know how good the car will be. But yeah, if the car is still like like crazy miles ahead and the best, yeah, maybe we can give it a shot, lah. But you know, yeah, I think he has done enough. Just call it quits, man.
yeah.
Just shut up, go home. Yeah.
No, but I think what you said is probably. I mean, what you say is correct, lah. Basically, once he already beats Michael's record and already get the eighth championship ready, and then probably bump it up as if
Mhm.
possible, bump it up one more, and then after that call it quits. Like, and then it's like going to be something huge for another person to try and get, because you're going to have to spend 9 years in the best car, which is like unheard of because you don't really find that happening. There's definitely going to be
Yeah.
multiple teams or good probably like it's going to be a similar case now. Like Merc, they've been dominating for so many years, but then of course Red Bull dominated for 4 years, and then Merc suddenly came and stopped them, and now Red Bull is back, and like other teams are all slowly bucking up as well. So yeah, it's definitely going to be something huge for him to achieve that and then retire, and who knows when the record will be broken. Like Michael had the famous quote. He said that records are there and they're meant to be broken, and of course now Lewis is creating a brand new record, and especially for this day and age, it is a very very hard record to be broken. Moving in the future of the sport.
Then again, we never know which team might just dominate the next regulation. So,
But
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, no,
Again,
the,
it's
the, the thing is,
lottery.
like, they would have to dominate for a decade in order to like beat
Yeah,
beat that
yeah.
record. So it's like, yeah, that'll be something interesting to watch, lah. And then, of course, it's going to be the same thing. Like it's a team that's constantly dominating, and then the fans are going to be like, oh, it's like F1's getting
Mm.
boring and all that.
Maybe not
It's interesting.
necessarily one team. The driver has to win it with one team. Like Michael did it 2+5, right? Two with Benetton and then five
But
with
yeah,
Ferrari. Whereas Lewis, like he did one with McLaren, and then the other six was just plain sailing. Let's put it that way, plain sailing with Mercedes.
right.
So, Seb, he did four in a row with the car that
With the best car. Yeah.
benefited from the regulations as well. So, yeah, I mean, we're talking everything is possible right now. Until we don't see the first race next season,
Next
we
year.
won't
Yeah.
know which car is going to be the best. Yeah. Preseason is not going to be a good indicator because, like, we know everyone likes to send back there.
Yeah, that's what we've seen
Yeah.
in the past like 2 years. Basically, all the preseason
Yeah.
testings like cannot be trusted.
Hmm.
All right, so I guess we've talked about your whole interest in Formula One and stuff as well. I guess the next thing I want to know is how did you transition that interest into gaming, or specifically into racing simulators like F1. You say you started with F1 2015, right? So like,
Yeah.
did you always have like that interest as well because of F1, like watching F1 that made you want to play the game as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's nice that you play a sport. I mean, it's you put in the same idea of like FIFA, right? Like, oh, there's a
Yeah,
football game. I can build my own team. Run a youth academy and blah blah blah, all that stuff. And the similar things you carry forward to F1 to a smaller extent because F1 fan base like way smaller than football is, but
yeah,
it's I'd say it's a more premium and exclusive club to be a F1 fan, F1 person, compared
full
to a
full on
football.
racer and also
Yeah.
streamer. And
So yeah.
but you
So
also
it's a
play.
more expensive hobby than playing football or playing FIFA, lah. I mean, yeah.
True, yeah. But I mean, you don't only play F1, right? You also play other racing games, like I think Assetto Corsa
Oh yeah, definitely.
or
Like
other
quite
games as well.
recently as well. Main used to be only F1. then slowly got into Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa competition in ACC and those two games.
Right.
So ACC is more of like GT3 and GT4 cars. We will be having a mini season starting real soon, probably end of next month or early December. So getting my feet into that as well, and
Okay. So it's a new
yeah.
league lah, essentially.
It is MSRL,
Okay.
but it's an ACC league. So it's hosted by Nick, newbie, and yeah, we're just there
Okay.
to
All right.
have
Cool.
fun, get our like feet dirty. So it's pretty much throwback to like MSRL season one, where it's just like five or six plebs just racing around, and then slowly we start attracting the numbers, and we get to a point where we are today. So who knows what's next in there? Yeah. Yeah, so
Okay.
just that in general, and then just found like other leagues as well outside there, and we're just racing with them. It's just fun to like just have something to do on a weekday rather than I prefer to stay here, race rather than going out for weddings, which unfortunately I have to go for one at the end of this month, which I'm still trying to negotiate my way out of it to not go.
Why unfortunately
Uh,
lah?
I mean, I don't really like to go for weddings. I mean, it's cousin's wedding or whatever, who cares? But then again, they're gonna get married and they'll be closer to us than they are going to be to their family after the wedding. So
Oh,
like, they're gonna be like much closer to Selangor than where they are currently. So it's like,
but I mean,
yeah,
to be fair, Punjabi weddings always very happening. What you're
yeah,
never
it's
it's like a
happening,
3 day
but
event, right? Pretty much, or even
happening,
longer.
but
I don't know.
sometimes it's like
And
over
also, like
happening lah,
Psycho said,
like.
also free food, of course.
Free food, yeah. I mean, I don't mind the food and all, but the thing about happening is sometimes it's over happening, lah. Like they just overdo everything. They want grand this, grand that, blah blah blah, this and
Right.
that,
That's like
and
a
then
very
like
typical Indian thing, lah. To be honest, everything has
yeah.
to
So
be
I'm
like
like,
big show and all that.
then again, it's
Dalvin's
their
getting
wedding,
married,
their
Kushal.
money.
Dalvin's getting married.
Their wedding, their money. I don't care. I'm just there to enjoy. But now I'm like, I've already set my whole season. My calendar is here. I don't want to compromise my races just to attend someone's wedding, who who I'll probably not see as much after their wedding anyway. So why? It's like, no, just come lah. Been a long time, 1 year, two, almost 2 years. We haven't, no family haven't meet up. It's like, oh, don't bring up the old bullshit reasons, man. Yeah,
Normal lah. Nowadays, that's pretty much what the excuse is always going to be. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
I
I am interested though, like how what or I guess what your experience is like both participating and also in terms of setting up a league for F1.
Oh, it's two different things. I mean, participating is like I find it so much easier. You just have to
Just show up.
like show up for a race, get the race done, and go away. And then if you have any reports, like any incidents, yeah, just report it. Let the stewards handle, and then you're done. But then, like now we're like been like managing cycles here, right? So we're like being like running this for like what, third season now. So as it get bigger and bigger as well. So like there are more people coming in. So now we have like a team of stewards as well, which is really helpful to help us out for stewarding
Yeah.
racing incidents and all that. So
Yeah,
it
the more
just
people,
we're
the more
making.
incidents there are going to be.
Yeah, so it's not like about like making the best league out of like out of the blue suddenly. It takes time to build anything, like incremental gains. So
Yeah.
we started like a league with like barely 5 or 6 people racing every week, and then season two we started having more and more people, and to a point where at the end of season two we had like almost a full grid, and now we have a full grid with reserve drivers. So and then we're transitioning to a next season. We're going to move to the new game, and we're going to be having different ideas as well for the upcoming season, different formats. So all the stuff like just to keep things excited as well, and yeah, at the same time, behind the scenes there's a lot of like management goes on, like like when there's issues between drivers.
Technical. Oh, okay. Those kind of issues, right?
I mean, technical, yeah, one, but put it more to like operational issues where or maybe like management issues where you have to like manage drivers and
Yeah, yeah.
manage their questions, manage the requests and all. Yeah, so those
That's
kind
where a
of
little bit
things.
of like, I guess the more back end work lah, like the stuff that
Yeah.
most people in the league
Sometimes we
won't
have to
know.
make like like really like uncalled decisions. Like we just have to put our foot down and say like nope, this is not allowed, that is not allowed. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. And then like sometimes on the fly we have to make decisions like okay, probably have to call off today's race, or probably we have to call
Yeah,
delay
especially
today's
when
race start.
when the actual F1 gets delayed or red
Yeah,
flag and stuff.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But thankfully now, heading into the last six races, I think the only race that we might actually, you know, uh, like
Actually, there's no
interfere with
clash,
our
right?
race time, it shouldn't
Is
be
there?
anymore. Yeah, like USA, the American
The
races are
America's
not
race definitely
affected,
not. Yeah.
and by the time I
I think
think
maybe
we reach
wait, hold on.
Qatar is like the last race weekend that we're having MSRF.
Right.
So probably at that week maybe we have to adjust. But
Qatar race
after
is
that,
at 10 p.m. Yeah, it's exactly the same time as
oh
MSR.
yeah, has it been announced?
Yeah, it's on the F1 website.
Okay. So I think like 2 weeks ago it was like to be confirmed. So at least now it's been confirmed, so
The
we can
track name
probably
is
look at it.
Ooredoo.
What?
That's weird. Yeah, Formula One
Was it?
Ooredoo. OOREDOO.
Oh, but maybe it's
Ooredoo.
a sponsor, I think.
Probably. That's a very weird
Yeah. But the
name
track
for
name
a
is
place if it
Qatar
was a
is
place.
Qatar is a Losail, right? Losail F1, but
Um,
low sales,
Losail. Yeah, Losail
low
International Circuit.
sales, low
Losail.
sales international circuit. Yeah,
Yeah, I think the sponsor Ooredoo. I don't know what the
yeah,
heck that is.
yeah. So yeah, I think that will be like the final race, or maybe the final race is after that. So the timing is just nice lah. Maybe have a shortened calendar so we can chill a bit more. So yeah, we end it by November, and then the whole of December everyone just chills. January maybe we'll still chill again, and then February we'll like start again lah with another season. In the meantime, we'll
Right,
have our ACC
2022
league
season.
running.
Oh,
Yeah.
so basically during the F1 break, the ACC league will be the
Yeah,
league that you guys
ACC
are
league will
running lah
be
during that time.
starting like once the Spin to Glory. We have like two championship running simultaneously now, right? So
Right.
once the Spin to Glory ends, then we'll be starting with the ACC season, and then once ACC season while it's running, MSR will end like a month after that, and then it'll solely be ACC after that. Once ACC
Right.
ends, we'll probably have like maybe just like an extended 2 or 3 weeks. Like it's like totally like we have like our own summer shutdown lah basically. So we have like our winter shutdown,
Right,
year
right,
end
right.
shutdown, and then probably like middle of January or early February we'll start season 4 of our league, and maybe we'll have like uh another season of ACC running in parallel if we get like good support with
Get
that
more
lah.
people involved.
Mm.
But how has been your experience in terms of streaming F1? Like, did you manage to get yourself
Uh,
into that niche? Because I know that, I mean, from personal talking from
yeah.
personal experience, I know that F1 is not really a game that is viewed that much on Twitch, or especially if you're not like either a really good racer or you're not part of like a certain league
Mm.
or a certain following.
Yeah,
Did you
in
manage
like
to
in
infiltrate that?
Asia, quite specifically, like like in Malaysia and Asia specifically,
Yep.
it's like it's not like a big thing. Like in Malaysia, everyone's like, yeah, bike racing, bro, broom, 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 and like yeah. But car racing is more of like you can say like hobby mahal lah.
Pretty much,
So
yeah.
so it's not that well known in Malaysia. So people do know there's like car racing and all, but it's just the audience are not fully aware. So I guess we are doing our best as a league to bring
Get
that
that
up as well,
awareness.
get the content out there, get the awareness, and then in terms of like streaming the games, that's fun. Okay, I mean we I mean the main point is just to have fun with streaming, right? At the
Yeah,
same
of
time, you
course.
build your audience, gather an audience, and make an international audience. That would be like the best thing. So yeah. So if we don't really want to specifically limit to Malaysia or Asia, so we just like, I mean, in our league is like,
International.
yeah, no, I mean the leagues are that we are running currently are region restricted to Asia for
Right, right,
connection
right.
purposes.
Right, right.
But like our audience followers, I mean, we just take whoever arrives, like whoever wants to watch, yeah, sure, watch it and we'll have fun.
But you're able to, I mean, you're able to already get that following, like it says, or I guess the right word would be community then, like people who constantly tune
Yeah,
in
the racing
for the
community
racing.
lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's
I
great.
mean, like, in fact, like we do get like a lot of our MSRL fellows watching my stream and also Ghosty's stream for our
Right.
2021 league race that we do. So Ghosty and I are teammates in the 2021 league.
That's a separate league,
So
right? That
it's a
you guys
separate
are
league,
taking
yeah,
part in,
correct.
right? Okay.
So that one, Ghosty has been having much better luck in that game and in that league so far. It's very sweaty. People are just like a bit very, very
That's a
very erratic.
is it a
Uh,
regional thing as well,
yeah, it's
or
also regional. Yeah, but
okay?
there are some like it's supposed to be Asia Pacific only, but somehow like some Europeans manage to slip in lah.
Oh,
But we like what, screw them. I'm not the organizer there. I'm just gonna just throw a blind eye on that and just race my own race.
right, right.
Yeah. So I've settled into like the Giga Alonso role where I'm just like trying to hold up the
Support.
rest of the pack while Ghosty tries to win the races. Then again, sometimes it doesn't really work out. And we just like meh. Let's see who can finish better. So yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
you are allowed to race lah. You're not just full time
Yeah,
Bottas
yeah. I
basically.
mean, we are racing all the time, but we don't really end up side by side or next to each other on track usually. We're like we within the same train, and then something happens either to him or to me, and then we settle into like another rhythm.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm.
So yeah, again to the stream. If you are this is the first time that you are seeing Dalvin, you can just type !MCU into the chat and all of his socials will pop up, including his Twitch and also Instagram and Twitter. So you can follow him there. So I
Yeah.
guess yeah, I mean we covered quite a bit in terms of like F1 in general and also in terms of
I
your
think
F1
the
gaming.
link, the Instagram link might be a bit broken because there's no space at the end before the Twitter starts. So
Is
you
it?
might want to fix that. But yeah,
There is no space. Ooh, okay, hold on.
yosh,
My bad.
broken. Yeah, we broke the system. Let's
Oh
go.
no.
Who
Oh
is this
no.
guy? Let's see if there's even a page. Sorry, this page is not available. Yeah, there we go.
Oh no, okay, my bad. Hold up.
Yeah, but
We can fix that. We can
while
fix
you're
that on the
fixing that,
fly.
so far like streaming wise, right? I've also been commentating quite recently
Okay.
in another league, a third league. So it's called Boar Racing League. No, Boar, Kimi's
Boa?
Boar,
Oh, right.
Boar Racing League. So it's a league set up by Indians. So it's basically a lot of Indian drivers there, and then also some Asian and international drivers there. So primarily is set up by Indians. So kind of how MSR is set up by Malaysians, right? So
Right.
it's the same thing there. So and then I just posted my profile in in where is this website called Grid Finder. So you can just post about your leagues and also about yourself if you're a designer or if you're a commentator. So I was like, what, let's just try it out for no reason. Just put my profile there. If I get into it, and I'll just try my luck. And what do you know? Oh, like not even a week. I was like, someone pinged me. I was like, "Hi, Dalvin, right?" I
Oh,
say, "Yeah." And then, yeah, I found your profile on Grid Finder. Like, cool. So are you looking to join the league? No, we're looking for a commentator. It's like, huh? Oh, okay.
oh wait. So
So
wait,
they're
when
like,
you applied, that was to join, like become a
no,
racer in the league, is it?
I put my profile there. There's like three
Oh,
sections
okay,
you
okay,
can
okay,
put. So the
okay.
league profile already put like the league promotion. It was already there. So there was like a separate a separate section for like promoting yourself as like putting your profile. Kind of like a Tinder profile, you can say like basically. You put your profile there, and someone wants they'll come for you.
Right.
So the guy found me. It's like it's like sure. He said yeah, we don't mind amateur. Like and when I asked amateur how amateur is
How
amateur, it's
amateur?
like anything like no experience at all. Never tried commentating to experience. We accept anything. It's like okay, cool. And then we started like they were like at the end of their season on the 2020 game, I think. It was the season 4, I think season 3 they called it. So so I joined in for like last 3 or 4 races, and then they had like mini F2 championship, and then just 2 weeks ago they started their season 5 um, in the 2021 game. So 2 races in. So
Okay.
next week coming as well. So and that's on Sundays, every Sunday around 7:30 p.m. So they have it on 4:30 p.m. Indian time, so which is 7 p.m. over here. So it's just nice
Right.
right
Right.
after the RPL race, which is 5 p.m. You generally finish it in an hour and a half, and then 6:30 is done, and then 7 o'clock is the commentary. So yeah, pretty fun. Good way to spend the Sunday. That's how I'm going about it for now. And then Saturday is just MSRL stuff usually.
But how has that experience been so far then?
Oh, very nice. I think might just be the next esports commentator, man. So
Oh
watch out
really?
for me.
Wow. Okay. Wait,
Yeah,
how
I
how do we
mean,
watch it? Like where do we go to watch it?
I'll give you the link in a moment.
Sure.
So yeah,
But
it's
it's
it
a
we
weekly thing, right?
yeah, it's a weekly thing. So we stream it on YouTube.
Okay.
When I say we, I mean the main commentator. He runs the stream. So if he's not around, then I'll be running the stream. But essentially, he's the one that runs the stream, and he's the lead commentator. You can say it. He's been there for since day one of the league.
Right.
And then I'm there, just like how Crofty and Ant is just like taking turns commentating on stuff happening up the field, down the field, and we start to build like you start to build the chemistry there. You start to like understand like when he's like after he says something and then he pauses, and then I'm ready to go to carry on from where he stops, and then like continue the topic, and then sometimes both of you will find like yourself in a pickle, and like you're kind of like lost
Lost.
in between, so when you're lost, you come up with ways to good segue to like get rid of the awkwardness. So
Right.
you're like, okay, so instead of like like thinking what to say, you just ask the other person a question. So like even like now we are doing that, like it's somewhat like
Yes.
that,
It works.
so
Okay, highly the links work.
yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, let me try to paste the link in the chat. I don't know if that worked, but yeah, have a look.
Oh no, it
So
it doesn't work.
I'll just put it in Discord then, so you can
Alright.
have a chat. Okay. So that's the channel. So you can definitely follow the channel, subscribe, click on the bell, so you'll be seeing me and Sarthak, the lead commentator. So every week you'll be seeing us blabbing around, making some dumb jokes, but better than Crofty and Ant's dumb jokes lah. Okay. So yeah, I mean like what I'm saying just now, like where I got caught up. Yeah, the questioning. You just throw a question to the other side, and then we like suddenly let it say like, it looks like this driver is going for this strategy. What do you think? Like I don't have anything to say at that point, so I'm just like, Satvik, what do you think? Why is he really going for this strategy? Is he gambling on a different strategy? Maybe he's just out for a you know uh, slow lap, just want to try on a different tires before he goes on the fast tires for quali, and then
I
yeah, just end it,
I
and then
also
he picks
notice
up.
sorry, I also noticed in between there your accent went a little bit more Indian.
Oh yeah, I
I
mean
guess you have to suit to the viewership, right?
it just
Alright.
I
No, I
mean
like the fact that
it's
you
yeah.
automatically do that. It's good. It's
Bro,
good as a commentator, you know.
we have the blood, we have
Yeah,
our
yeah, yeah.
Indian roots,
You got
our
to
Indian
use that
blood.
accent.
So yeah, so I mean when he's talking Indian, I'm probably gonna adjust my accent a bit to be a bit more Indian. I
Yeah.
mean I'm not trying to adjust, but it automatically happens. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
understandable.
just did that. Yeah, it happened there. Yeah. So yeah, yeah,
Okay, cool. I did not actually know about the commentating thing, so yeah, definitely I will check that out when I can. Yeah,
yeah.
it's really
It's
cool.
just it's really fun. I think might just do that a bit more seriously.
Mm.
Uh, Maybe when once I'm like start to going back to office, and also might be participating in less races. Maybe I can do more of commentary. Yeah, the options are there. So at least gonna explore it now. At least future, this. You never
Right.
know. Maybe someone likes my style, and it's like, hey, this super famous league where we have like 69K followers.
Of
Would you
course.
like to be a commentator for the live stream? So it's like,
The official F1 esports,
okay.
you know. Like didn't that just happen like earlier this week? F1's
Yeah, yeah.
official race and
The
stuff,
first
right?
three races,
Yeah.
but to be fair, like like I think their commentators are like shit lah. Matt, the WTF1 guy, it's still okay when he's doing commentary, But the other guy, I think was it Henry or I don't know who, Henry or Harry or whoever that donkey is. They suck, man. Like they make like super lame jokes that they're not even funny. They are definitely like 100% cringe. And
Right.
uh, and then there's another guy, Nick Hamilton, Louis' real brother. So it's like even
Oh,
that guy is in
oh,
the
okay.
pre-show team, in the commentary team sometimes. Uh, just cause there's Hamilton in his name and he's Hamilton's brother, it's like doesn't make
There's
you that
a reason there
funny.
lah.
If you make dumb jokes, it's gonna still be called a dumb joke. It's not gonna be fun. Uh, yeah, they're this like it
Yeah,
shows quite clearly.
probably
And then
that's where you can
they
show
brought in
your skills.
they brought in Alex Jax, the F2 commentator, into this team for this year's F1 esports, and my God, you can straight away notice from the moment he enters the showroom, right, the studio, right, when he was introduced, like like let's introduce our special guest today, Alex Jax, blah blah blah, and something, and then he comes in, the aura just changes for the moment. Like this guy is serious. The way he's like walking,
Yeah.
the way he brings himself and he's talking, and how he comments on questions, and when he's posed with questions, how he comments about a situation or something. He's just there lah. Like a Malaysian
He
way.
knows,
He's there
yeah.
already lah.
Yeah,
He's
he
there
knows
lah.
what he's talking about. He
Yeah,
knows what
he's
to
all what
say,
he's
what to
talking
do.
about. And then even if you just take a look at the in the F1 official F1 channel, right? They have the highlights from each of the three races. Bro, I think the way he commentates, the way he goes over the things, it's just so much better than this
The other
so-called
commentators.
previous esport commentators where they have a good following, but they don't really have a good repertoire of like being a commentator. I
Right, right.
think maybe it worked for the first 3 4 years, for the first 4 years, where they want to when they first introduced F1 esports, right? So they definitely need like the online community to be uh, you know coming in and supporting the event. So that's where they have these people who are F1 streamers, F1
Yeah.
YouTubers, and
People
all.
who already made the
Uh,
name, basically.
yeah. So and from those they like who are the people who are actually good in that, and then just brought in one or two people from like other games, or maybe generally they are like casters as well, but have an interest in F1, and they brought up just like a bunch of misfits that somehow worked for first season, which went well, and then from season second year of esports, and third year, and last year the fourth year, right? So they made more and more changes, and this year I think they may be starting to look at like getting it more professional. uh when they brought in Alex Jax first, right? I think it's just like like a transitionary period lah, where they want to just start with
I
someone
think
who's
probably
professional.
they realized the potential there for F1 esports, like because the main thing was that it sort of picked up a lot during the pandemic, especially when the actual
Yeah,
F1
the
was like
virtual
put on hold.
GP,
Yeah,
correct,
and then
correct.
that time the drivers were taking part in it and all that, so it's like it sort of like built up a following there already. So I guess
Correct.
the F1, like I don't know, marketing or whoever in charge of like F1, like they know that there's a following here that they can tap into as well. So that's why they're willing to
Yeah.
spend more to make it
And also
more
the
official.
prize pool this year, I think is one of the biggest compared to previous year. I think it's increasing. This year, it's the prize pool is 750,000
Oh, okay.
pounds or dollars, I think. So, but the prize money goes by teams, not by drivers. So
Right.
that's why we are seeing a bit of a change as well in this year's the way teams are going for race to race. Like previously, it was like I think so, it was like who finished top, they get more points, they get they got more of the prize pool money. But
Right.
this year it's more for teams. So that's why we're seeing like some drivers who have like three equally good drivers, they are rotating their drivers from race to race. If they're not really expecting themselves to be like contending for the drivers championship, they're at least able to contend for the constructors. They
Yeah.
are definitely rotating the drivers. So like one driver is specifically prepared for Austria, the next one is specifically prepared for maybe Bahrain. So we have seen that in the first few
Yeah, they're
races
doing
itself.
more of a team strategy lah to try and get their
Yeah.
drivers as high up as
So
possible.
three more events after this, three races each,
Mm.
so nine more to go, which means we'll definitely see a lot more like driver swapping coming in. But the disappointment till today, I think, has been Ferrari. Because
Again, even in real F1 and in game as well.
yeah, that's the thing. They have a driver lineup made up of two former esports champions. So they have Brendan Lee, who was the 2017 and 18 champion, I believe. Yeah, 17 and 18 champion. And then they have David Tonizza, so he was the 2019 champion.
Okay.
Uh, and then Brendan Lee, actually, he won it with was it Mercedes, I think, the first 2 years. And then Tonizza, he was in the Ferrari in 2019, he won it. And then 2020 last year was won by Jano Opmi. He was in the Alfa Romeo. So
Oh,
this
okay.
year, uh, he's been signed by Mercedes. And the reason why he's been signed by Mercedes is because Brendan Lee actually left Mercedes due to Mercedes esports team having like very tight restrictions for content that they put up for their the drivers that
Right.
they allow like very restricted amount of content. They cannot post this stuff, they cannot post that stuff,
Yeah,
those
control
kind
lah.
of
I mean,
things. So Lee left because of that. Ferrari snapped him up. Of course, why would you want a former champion, right? Two times champion at that. So someone with great experience of winning races, controlling the races, and also combined that that Ferrari team, they have like three drivers championship within them. But this season they have been nowhere lah. I think they are really more focused on like other series. Like I've seen them, their Ferrari esports team, they are more focused on like their ACC leagues.
oh, okay.
Which, to be fair, they're doing very well. They're like the aliens there as well lah. So they're doing well there, but maybe they haven't just done enough for this esports F1 esports lah.
Okay. Yeah, I also
Mm.
noticed Fusune mentioned regarding Mercedes dominating both IRL, GP, and virtual
I
GP as
mean,
well.
yeah.
And also, Psycho
So I
mentioned
mean,
new calendar for 2022 Bahrain season opener.
Bahrain? Oh, you mean the real life, is it? Yeah, most likely.
Miami after Imola. Miami after Imola? What?
What?
Why would they go to the Americas unless
Nani?
it's a. Oh,
It's already out? Oh, okay. Oh well, then who cares? Then it's still
alright.
not my thing. Unless they're gonna shuffle around some races, then probably it makes sense.
Okay, cool, cool. Alright,
Yeah,
I
just
think
wish a random Sepang will come in lah.
if only, man. If only. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I think we've talked about F1 for quite a bit, quite a long time. That's what I expected for this MCU anyway. It's gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
mainly
I
a
mean,
F1
yeah,
discussion stream.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I also wanted to bring up, yeah, also something that you mentioned regarding personal financing. So this is something that you
Hmm.
are doing as well. Um,
Well, stonks, I guess.
Stonks, yeah, exactly. So yeah, please
Mm.
elaborate. Even I'm not too familiar exactly with what is it that you mentioned regarding it. So yeah, please
I see.
go ahead.
Well, I think when you mention personal finance, talk about money and all, Asians very specifically, there's two reactions to it. You'll get one group of people, oh, money, yeah, let's talk money, and then another group like, oh, money, I don't want to talk money. That's the two reactions you'll get. You won't be getting like, oh, okay, I'm in between kind of person. Maybe there are some like like they wouldn't mind talking, but they wouldn't mind talking too much about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the
So
introductory level.
yeah, Shadow hits it right there. Bitcoin, buy high, sell low. Yeah, Shadow,
Oh
you're
no.
actually very right. Like now, like crypto is like a very big, like a big hype for a year and a half now, quite recently, right? So a lot of people are just buying for the sake of buying, buy the hype and all. But then again, for me, like I've been in like this personal finance journey and also in the like in the uh
In what?
advisory route. So
Okay. So yeah, actually,
yeah,
yeah, do
so
mention, do elaborate more on that in terms of
yeah,
your
like okay,
advisory.
like previously earlier I mentioned like even in like maybe I'll just throw back related to our F1 league and all, right? How
Sure.
we grow up from like from start small and we grow up slowly, right? So it's all about like everything in life, especially even in personal finance, all about making the incremental gains. So like how we started with like 5 or 6 people racing, your personal finance journey, like it says personal finance, it's your journey. You got to start somewhere. If you're not starting it today, you probably will gonna keep deliberating
Delay.
about it, when you're going to delay and delay, you're going to procrastinate. That's the word I
Correct.
was looking at. You're going to keep procrastinating to a point where it's too late to start, or by the time you realize it's time to start, it's not the optimal time to reach your goals by the end of the day.
The investment that you have to
Yeah,
start off with will be much more higher, and
correct.
if you start off later on.
Yeah
Yeah.
lah. So it also, we can definitely relate this when you come back to the streaming part also, right? Like how we all started streaming. Like, bruh, I mean, like take back a year and a half ago, where were we? We didn't even have like maybe a Twitch account or Twitch channel. And now, we are slowly making our way, getting the followers, getting the views, getting the content out, so we
Yeah.
are planning slowly, we're getting things done incrementally, slowly. So we are building up to that. So maybe in a year from now, we'll probably be like hoping for, reaching a 1K follower level or something like
Partner
that,
with Twitch.
partner, definitely something, we have the aim there. So same thing in life, right? Like, like it comes to money, right? I'm not gonna lie here. Like, I'm gonna be very brutally honest. Like, I have to be brutal and honest here. Because uh a lot of people say money won't buy you happiness, but if you say that, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't care about your
I,
future.
I, I, I never really understood that quote, and I don't believe in it lah. Money,
Yeah, evil.
I mean, saying money does not buy happiness is like, no matter what, there's going to be whatever you want to do in this world, there's going to be money involved, and stuff that's
Yeah,
going to make you, happy, satisfied, or be content. You need
yeah,
something there in order to
correct,
be content.
correct. It's true to a certain point. Okay, yeah, Fusune, yeah, good point, man. I was gonna touch about that as well, like some things like that. Money can't buy happiness, that's for sure, but it can buy food.
You can
Uh, you
buy your
know,
basics, your basic
yeah,
necessities.
you buy food, you're sad, you have a breakup, maybe someone, I mean, I can't relate, maybe you just have a heartbreak from a failed relationship attempt, or maybe you're just having a long day after work and you're just like, yeah, I'm hungry, maybe let's just
Let's
go
just
for a
splurge
good
for one
food.
day, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you just go for a good food, and then it's like, yeah, maybe I'm not gonna buy from the mama today. Maybe I'm just gonna go Nando's lah today for lunch lah. So I'm just yum 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 yum, get a 30 pound, I mean like 30 ringgit set. Just eat my heart out.
Eat
Free
the whole chicken.
refills, bottomless refill, love love love. Just gulp that ice lemon tea for like 2 hours, and then go back to office and you're like peeing for 4 or 5 hours straight after that. Well, that happens. Then again, yeah, like he says, it can't buy you happiness, but it's definitely, it gives you a peace of mind.
Even Shadow
And
also
then
has
you
a
will
good
never
quote there.
know.
Better to cry
Yeah,
in a Ferrari than
man.
on a bike. Yeah, true.
Correct, man. Yeah, I mean, there will be days at the start of your life where, everyone, we are all starting at some point, right? Like maybe, all of us are trying to make our own, we have our own jobs and all, or something. We are studying, or we're getting at the end of study life, and then we're starting our work life and all. Like, some of us here, I'm not going to mention names, but, we have our side hustles as well. Like, we know who's doing what, on the side, on the weekends. We're all
Yeah.
doing something,
Yep.
to make a living or make ends meet, and just probably fill our time with something useful, get the money in the bank,
Especially,
in the hand.
especially like, I mean, this is just something to mention to our younger viewers, in a sense. I feel like an old man
I
saying
mean,
this
we are
now, but yeah.
pretty young lah,
But
for
I
our
mean,
age, yeah.
something like what you say, having a side hustle is really good, especially in a time like this. In a we just have gone through. I wouldn't say we've gone through. We're still going through, but I would say we went over the worst part of like this whole pandemic period, and
Yeah,
nobody expected this to happen. Nobody knew what the outcome would be. But of course, your jobs could just go poof, gone, because of this,
correct.
like because nobody expects this sort of impact from this kind of situation. So of course, having something as a backup would always be good there, so that on a rainy day you have something to fall back on. That's the way I always look at it lah.
Correct, correct. On that note, right, I'd just like to digress just a little bit from the finance part and why I'm actually entering the finance line. It
Sure.
sort of not fully digressing, but digress nevertheless. So, like, the early pandemic, like a year and a half ago, exactly a year and a half ago now. We've been 18 months into this pandemic, 18, 19 months. People, when they were forced to work from home, uh, or companies had to close down because they can't operate. So everyone was sent home, and sooner or later, like the cases started going up and up. Some
MCO
economic
never
sectors
stopped.
shut down. It never stopped. It got worsened, and politics throw in, to make things worse. At that point, I had a, awakening, or you can say enlightenment.
Epiphany.
You can say, like the avatar state, like, and then you're like,
Suddenly,
this, like, you had the
your eyes started
realization.
glowing. You suddenly have an
Yeah.
arrow on your head and it starts going as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was at that point, so it's like I noticed that, I'm quite lucky that I'm still able to keep my job, despite whatever happening around me to others as well. So I'm in the software industry, in the software engineering side, IT industry basically. And it was quite a worrying thing at first, but when you hear things like COVID starting even as early as like December 2019,
When the
right,
rumors started
where it
coming in.
started in China and all, and then January, February, it's spreading to here and there,
Yeah.
and then in Malaysia it started, and then you start getting concerned if gonna I mean, not really fully concerned at that time. It was like, yeah, it's probably a very small thing, maybe it's just like a normal
Just a
outbreak like every
flu,
other
after a while you get over
every
it kind of
other
thing.
outbreak like Ebola, and yeah, correct. So it's like it will pass, but then this was like, oh no, we're here to stay, brother. So that kind of a flu. Then yeah, that's where you start to get worried when like a week or two before the announcement, right? Like we our bosses, our managers telling, okay, so we'll most likely be working from home and all. We are starting to make arrangements, and also that's like good signs that you hear that you still have a job
Yeah.
today. But then after that, even when you have a job, when you're back home, you're working from home, and then you notice that, like, oh shit, people are losing jobs left, right, and center, this and that, and then it's like, okay, so I'm still fine, I'm still surviving, I'm okay, I'm still getting my full pay, no pay cut. Some people still survive, but on a pay
On the
cut.
pay cut and stuff. Yeah.
So, on the if you put a spectrum of like how lucky you are in terms of get still having a job, I'd say I'm like on the top end of it, like 100%, like not affected by the pandemic in terms of income.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's two things from there. Like, it's either you can be a full up ignorant and, like, just like don't care about what happened to others, or you can actually look at what's happening to those who are less fortunate than you, and try to make a better situation for yourself in future. So
Yep.
that's what ran in my mind. Like, what if 10 years from now, if something similar happens,
Yep.
and at that time, maybe my job is at risk, and I have a family probably at that time with kids or what,
Yeah.
and I have
Your
to
your
be
whole your entire
I'm
situation would be different. You'll be
yeah,
probably in your own house. You're paying off your loan or your rent, and
correct.
you have a family to support.
Correct. Now I'm staying with my parents. Most of the expenses are shared, still borne by my parents. I'm just chipping in a bit here and there.
Yeah.
Sometimes buy the food. I pay for the lunch, or I pay for the dinner sometimes. But other than that, everything else is at home. I only have to worry about my own payments. I have to pay off my car. I pay off my PTPTN, and then I'm just managing my finances and all. But say 10 years from now, everyone says, yeah, I want to be single, blah blah blah, but your hormones gonna take over at some point, and uh, you're gonna be having someone to sleep with on the bed.
Soon your
So,
your cousin will be complaining. Now you have to go to this Dalvin's wedding, lah. Yo.
yeah, I'll be very honest to them. I'll be like, hey, bro, you wanna come, you come. You don't come, you don't come. Less people, less headache for me, less expenses. I'll be like, yeah.
Now you say that, but
Uh,
then when you go through the wedding time and then your parents and all will be involved, a typical Indian
uh,
thing, lah.
if you come, make sure you pay in cash, all right? You pay in cash, or you pay in XRP, or pay in Bitcoin or something. You don't give me some dumb gift that which I'm not going to use forever. Yeah. So yeah, coming back to the point that, like,
Yep.
that's where the avatar states, and all that happened. It's like, oh no, what's happening around me? And then everyone's losing jobs. Like, okay, at that point I already had the idea of, like, getting into the side hustle line. I was considering a lot of things. There was
Mm-hmm.
things like drop shipping, And then there's things like setting up your own Shopee or Lazada, just doing the drop shipping stuff,
Right.
or something like that. And then there was other things like commission based things like being an insurance agent or a unit trust agent like what I am now, which I'll come into that later down the discussion.
Yep.
So there are a lot of things I considered, like what are the pros, what are the cons, what's the benefit if I do it short term, what's the benefit if I do long term for this, all those A to Z, like I took my 3-4 months all the way from like 2019 itself, probably 6 months, doing research and all those, like a lot of different things. And then COVID really was like the catalyst, like even in like real life, right? It was the catalyst for a lot of things. Probably
Right.
it sped up like work from home culture. It became the catalyst for work from home culture, and companies like, hey, we can do this from home. We can
Yeah,
cut down
it
costs and
basically
all.
gave that realization that you don't have to have a physical office space anymore.
Correct. So same thing happened. It was the catalyst for a change, and then I was like, okay. So after looking at my, at that time I wasn't an advisor yet, reinsurance advisor, right? So I had my own agent who managed my investments for me. But at the same time, I was like pretty much hooked up, hooked into investments and finding out about this stuff, right? So he really said like, hey, you can do this as well as part time and all. Start building your client base and start building a good passive income from there, and slowly you can do this full time. So like, okay, good, very nice. And I was like 90% fixated on that already.
Right.
It's just that the last 10%, like I was needing like a reason to go for it, and pluck, COVID came, and that was the last 10%. So it happened. I signed up. I was like, yeah, bro, okay, I think I'm ready to sign up, and I'm signing up papers and all. But god damn it, it took 6 months before I got my exam dates.
Oh,
You have
because
to
of
go through
COVID.
examinations and all. Yeah.
All right.
So it was supposed to be around April, middle of April, around my birthday. That's when my original exam date was supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
Then it got delayed 6 months because lockdown. The exam centers are closed. They didn't even have like online exams at that time. So early pandemic days, nothing was like,
Nobody was prepared. Yeah.
nobody was prepared. So everything was closed. So we delayed 6 months. Luckily, I got it like early September. On my first attempt, passed the exam, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Nice.
2 weeks later, I submitted my final documents, and I was fully contracted and qualified agent lah. And from there I went on doing my normal sales and all. So I'm at a, not say decent level yet, just starting good enough, like where I'm getting a solid passive income of about 150 to 200 every month if I don't do any sales, don't prospect new clients, don't get any new investments coming in.
Right.
So, but the potential is very big as well as an income. But more than that, I really enjoy doing this as well because it's a two-in-one thing. Like it's like a two-way thing. I'm building a passive income for myself. I'm building a future for myself, a independent future where I don't have to be tied down to a corporate and dedicate my time to them.
Yeah.
Rather, I can dedicate my time to myself. I just have to work like 2-3 hours a day, maybe in 5 years from now. But my output will be 4 or 5 times greater than what I'm earning now. So I put 4 or 5 times less effort, but I'm getting 4 or 5 times more out of that. So which is like greatly amplified.
Yep.
And it's unlimited lah. That's why a lot of people who are in the business line already, right? They're never gonna look back and say, I'm gonna go back into employment. Worst case, they're gonna be like, yeah, I'll be like 2-3 months without income, maybe compromised in my income level. But once they get the ground running again, they're not going to look back. They already stocked up everything for the emergency. Let's say next 6 months or 1 year. If I may not have an income, I have this ready. I have that ready. I always have a backup plan. So
Right. Yeah, you always have
that's
something to fall back
the
on, lah, mainly.
yeah, correct. And that also comes again, extends to what we are doing here as content creators, streamers. It is also to, apart from our passion to just play games. It's also an opportunity. Like if you're playing games, might as well stream it. You get a following,
Exactly.
get a
Yeah.
community going. You might just one day become a pretty successful streamer, and you may become a full time streamer, or you may do this as part time. Anything, man.
it's pretty
As long
much
as
like
it's a.
how like people like professionally you build your, for example, your LinkedIn network is sort of
Correct.
similar in the sense that in this way we are building like a Twitch network, like people who
Mm.
that are going to be watching your content or going to be following you, and contributing in helping you become a bigger streamer in a sense, building the community mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a very good saying, like people who said it or someone. Like, I'll just say it was by me lah. Okay, so to go fast, go alone. To go far, go together. King Doge 2021. Okay,
Right.
there we go.
Hashtag claim already.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's really true. I mean, like if you really want to like get the ground running and all, you want to be like, you want to get to a point where you are, you know, confident to continue from there and make your hustle as your full-time income. You probably can go alone. Like we all can start streaming alone and all. We probably all did, right? To a
Yeah.
point, but it'll come a point where doing it alone may not be enough. Then from there on, you have to look out for ideas. You have to go together to go further. It may be slower, but it will take
Can
you
take you
further.
further.
And
Yeah.
once you get further, it's gonna pay you back in multiple folds. So in streaming sense, like in content creator sense, like it's collapse.
Yeah.
Maybe racing, like we race, we used to race as well, and a lot of us are still racing. So it's
Yeah, you
that
build that
sense of a
community in the
community.
yeah in the league itself.
Yeah. So you bring together people who are having the same interests, get them going. At the same time, you are, having a good time as well. It's a good hobby and all, uh, for the introverts as well. So yeah, then those kind of things, and then same for literally everything else. Like it's the same business concepts, the same entrepreneurship concepts, like like apply everywhere in your hustles, any kind of hustle. Now let's come back to maybe like my personal finance journey, right?
Yeah.
Like I could go alone, but I decided, like to be under an agency with my upline, with my previously he was my own advisor, right? He was my
Mm-hmm.
agent. He managed my investments. Now I'm managing my own investments. But we are also part of an agency. We started off 2 or 3 people. Now we are 16, 17 people and growing.
Okay.
And now I'm starting to recruit people with me as well, to build my own team as well. Uh, yeah, it's all for the long term play. It's not for today, it's not for tomorrow, maybe not even for next year, but it's for the 5 years, 10 years to come. So put in the effort now. Just your first 2 3 years, first 5 years of your effort will set you up for like the rest of your life already. So that's the mentality I'm really approaching everything that I'm doing. So I'm not bothered if I have like what, only 100 followers, 200 or whatever, 300, 400, 500, whatever. If I'm not earning yet, I'm not bothered. It's just I want to keep going to a point where I'll start figuring out things to make it better and to make it actually work in a better way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
I feel like the main thing there that people are trying to strive for is basically to get that passive income. So like what you say, like you're building up that
Yeah.
passive income over time, like to the point where you don't even need to think about it. It's just at the end of the month you see your account. Oh, okay, yeah, the money is really in. Like you don't even need to
Yeah.
bother. You just
Correct.
leave it there, let it do its own work. Like that's like the ultimate. That's like the ultimate level that you can reach in the sense that of being financially stable or financially sound, like in a way. You
Yeah.
let your money do the work for you.
Correct. Correct. Like just to add on to that, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
like in this industry, the finance industry, the unit trust industry, specifically, right, that I'm in. I'm just a small fry, chibi, chibi baka,
Right,
just a
right.
small fella there, just there for no reason.
Chibi Doge.
Whereas the top performers who have been there for 10, 20 years, 30 years even, second generation, like probably their parents had this business and then they
Right,
hand it
right.
over to their kids. uh, the top of the top in this industry, for at least from my company, the Manulife, I'm under Manulife, right? So I think there's a person like managing 200 million amount of investment under him.
Oh, under
200
one
million.
person. Wow.
He himself is managing 200 million and about 1,500 clients. So crazy numbers. But that didn't came overnight. That came over
Yeah.
2 generations. So
Yeah.
it was his father's efforts plus his efforts now. So he's in a good place, man. Like if he Tutu Mata, he doesn't do any sales after this anymore, right? Every month he's taking in 50, 60K without doing anything.
Right. Yeah.
Without doing anything.
Getting your money to work for
And
you, lah.
if
Yeah.
he does something, he's probably gonna rake in about 100K every month. So that's the level you want to be reaching lah. Whereas where I am now, I'm just managing about 150K or after a year and
Even that
about
is also
a year.
that just sounds quite a lot already.
Oh, that sounds a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
But like at first I was like, oh my God, how am I going to reach even that level? I'm like, okay, you start to break down. Okay, maybe 10K, you start to reach 50K, and then I hit my first 100K early this year. Now I'm at 150.
Right.
So the next goal is definitely get to the 500 lah. So hopefully that will come within the year, and
Right.
yeah, that itself, like it's like a big task. But I'm starting small, so my target is just you know get small clients, young people, old people also. Okay, sure, you get a random one or two, like older ones in the 30s 40s coming in. But my goal is to educate those around me, our age, plus minus 10 years, so that people realize that, hey, it's not just about making money, it's the reason why you need to make the money in the first place.
Right.
So like investment is pretty much putting your money to work for you. Like now we are all having a job and all, let's say, right? We work to get money,
Yeah.
right?
It's
That's
active
a
income
given.
lah. You're working for the
Mm.
money.
You're working
Is
for the money. So you're trading your energy, your efforts to get money.
right.
And then you use a portion of the money that you get from your hard work, invest it in the right place, and then let it grow over the long term. And that's where the money will work for you uh, after a long while. That's where you'll start to see, like, hey, I without doing anything, this money is growing,
Yeah.
and I'm not putting in any effort. I'm just letting it do its thing, or probably let someone manage it. And 20 years, 30 years down the road, our main target is going to be retirement, first of all, right? Probably at 55. So on average, most of us have about 25 to 35 years till that age arrives, right?
Yeah.
So 25 to 35 years, right, is like very, very long period in terms of investment. You ask the people who have been in their 70s, 80s lah. You ask, what is their biggest financial regret? Probably, if you ask them specifically, what's their biggest financial regret? 99.9%, I'd say they will say, like, uh, invest early. That's
Yeah.
the
Not
that's the thing
not
they will
starting
say.
early enough.
Not starting early enough is their biggest regret. We think that, we are 25, 26, 30, we are late already to invest. But they'll say, like, no, no, young boy, you're still early, in their own way. But yeah, we are
Right.
still early. The sooner you are starting, the bigger head start you get. So it's like, you kind of like get a jump start lah. Like maybe, like, let's take it back to F1, right? Like
everything
if you're on
everything in
the
the end still goes back to F1.
very easy to relate lah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now let's say go back to the grid, right? So you know, well, once you're done with qualifying, you're on the grid. So everyone is P1 is in front, P2, P3, P20. Let's take P1 as the person who started very early, like started their journey, personal finance journey, maybe at the age of like 16, 17, even maybe even 15, 16. Whereas the guy who's like P20 behind, he's probably like, like, yeah, I got my dad's cash. Must have been I got my dad's cash. Everything, is being managed by them, this and that. I don't have to worry. And then by the time they realize, it's time for
They
them
have to
to
worry.
worry on their own, it's a bit too late for them to catch up to the guy ahead.
Right.
Then again, it's not about catching to the guy ahead. It is personal finance after all, right? But you want to be in a position where you can leverage the time value. Once the time is gone, you're not going to get it back. Money, you can still get it somehow. You can just do some shit here, do some shit there, and you still can get the money in. But once you lose that time factor, right? You're not going to recover your time anymore. So time is definitely like the
Time is
biggest
money.
advantage that we have. Time is money.
Yeah.
It's actually true
It's
in
what
finance. It's true.
the goblins in World of Warcraft also say. Time is money, friend.
Yeah, it is. And then you know, I always say this lah to my prospects, clients,
Right.
not even clients, even those people at least I talk to about this, right? I just show them like, if you start now versus you start 10 years later, how much are you missing on if if you maybe okay, you want to skip 10, you don't want to invest in the first 10 years, you just want to work 10 years. After that, you want to start,
Yep.
some sort of investment, whether be it in the stocks or the unit trust in this, or it can be real estate, crypto, whatever, any kind of investment. The point is, uh, if you start today versus you start 10 years later, how much are you missing by the time you get to your retirement age?
Yep.
The difference is not just about hundreds or tens of thousands, it can go up to millions.
Because it's cumulative,
That's what
right?
it's cumulative. Yes,
Yeah.
correct. It grows year on year. It's compounded.
Yeah.
What you
Compounded.
earn,
That's the right word.
yeah, compounded. So let's say you have 100 ringgit, like, and then you put in 100, and by 1 year from now it becomes 110%. 110, you grow by 10%,
Yeah.
and then the second year you're gonna get another 10% based on your 110. So you're getting 11 ringgit now added into
Additional.
your ground. So that's how compounding really works, 10, 21, or whatever that amount is. So they fail to notice the compounding effect, the compounding factor, which comes with time. It doesn't come with money, it comes with time.
Yeah.
You can start 10 years later, you can pump in double or triple the cash, but if you're 10 years late, you still can't catch up to the guy who started small with half the effort of you did. So that's where the education part comes in,
The
for
awareness.
personal finance.
Yeah.
That's where I really love what I'm doing. It's not just about me to build my empire, to build my
The Doge
finance
Empire.
journey, to be financially independent, have a very solid passive income, very solid income from a business. It's also about, I get the opportunity to share what I know with others and
Yeah.
enlighten them as well. As like, hey, bro, I know this. I want to share this with you. It's going to be useful for you. It's not, I won't say like you might like this. I'd say this will be useful for you. You don't want to miss this out.
Yeah.
You definitely want to hear this at least once.
Actually, yeah. No,
It
I just
sounds
thought.
salesy and pushy sometimes, but
No. I mean, I
yeah.
I feel like this sort of thing, especially recently, like with everything being online, a lot of like online classes or online talks and stuff are going on. People using
Mhm.
Zoom and all that to like have this sort of sessions where talking about personal finance or other kind of personal growth and stuff. Have you actually considered doing something like this via Twitch? As in like to, because I feel like since you sort of have a community or you have access to a community of people who are in a sort of similar situation as you are right now, or
Yeah.
soon to be working people, so I think that's Twitch itself could be a perfect opportunity for you to sort of push out that awareness or the education that you mentioned just now to the right demographic.
Yeah, Twitch probably not yet, because my intention of starting this Twitch channel was
The gaming
purely
lah, yeah, I
gaming.
understand, yeah.
And
I mean, as an
finance
alt or
content
something lah,
probably,
or maybe do it on YouTube or something, so it's sort of
yeah,
like a difference there. But yeah, I feel
maybe
like
like
there
like
could be
once in
something
a
there.
while, like like if you have like like this just chatting sessions and all, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely a finance session can come in lah, where I can like share in detail, like how specific things, how exactly this and that goes. But specifically for Twitch, I'm reserving it for gaming for
gaming.
now and all that.
Yeah, understandable.
But other content, normally you really have to find how each kind of content really works in which platform. Finance content really goes well in any other platform other than Twitch. So Twitter may not really work. It works well on LinkedIn, where you want to network with you know
Yeah, But
people.
LinkedIn is, I mean, LinkedIn is where this stuff happens normally.
LinkedIn is very professional esque place lah. You
Yeah.
definitely where you can get fish for some high tickets there, high big clients there, or even like cold clients. It's very easy to approach on LinkedIn because everyone expects there to be a more friendly environment. Whereas places like our social media like Facebook, Instagram, and to some extent, some people have TikToks also for personal finance content.
Yeah, they
These
do.
three places are by far the best places, best platforms for you to be, sharing finance content. And speaking of like, you say like probably sharing on Twitch or something, right? I do have a separate Instagram specifically made for my this personal finance journey where I
Okay.
share about these investments. But I've decided to shut that down real soon. Coming, probably in the coming week or two, I'll be shutting that down and merging that into my current
Current
Instagram that
Insta.
we have here.
Right.
So the reason is very simple. I already have a following. I already have a friend group, and then follower group also now. From my streaming
Yeah.
and all. Like connecting with y'all and all and other groups. So it's starting to build more and more there. So the idea is just to merge that into one account and provide some more value rather than just racing. So
Yeah, yeah.
perhaps my previous followers, those who are not following my racing content before this,
They might they
might
might be interested
they
in
might
this.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, so they might pick up on that. And then maybe those who are maybe following the racing content as well, maybe maybe they're not in Malaysia, maybe they're elsewhere in the world, maybe they can pick up something as well. It will benefit them. So
Exactly. Yeah.
if they benefit and they have a good life,
I think
say go
I,
ahead. Nothing
yeah,
wrong with
I
that.
think
I'm
that's
happy with
why
that.
I mean that's where that advantage would come, like in the sense of I know doing it on Twitch would be unconventional. It's memang not a place that people will go to, but in
Yeah.
the sense that it could be something. I mean, this is just throwing out ideas. Like, it could be something for you to explore. There might be a demographic there that you might hit. A specific niche or people who might be interested in this. Even like in, for example, in our Malaysian streamers Discord and stuff, like there's so many young adults over there who might not have that opportunity to actually learn about this kind of stuff. So you have the
Yeah.
connections, try and make that connections happen and have like a session. Of course it's just a regular chatting session, so it's
Yeah
like
lah.
you
Maybe we
just
can do
telling your
a
experience.
MSRL money talk lah.
Can money racing league.
What do we call it? MSRL. How do we change money? What the S
Money
gonna be
speaks
in
racing league. Money no. Wait, what? Oh no. What did Louis say? Cash is king, right? Trying to see how to twist that.
MSRL. Money speaks in real life. Okay lah.
Yeah,
Maybe
can lah.
MSRL.
MS
Yeah.
bracket I.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's anyone who's watching right now who's interested to get in touch with you with regards to this, basically in terms of personal finance, so I guess they can get into contact with you via Twitter or via Instagram.
Oh, definitely
Through the
anywhere. I
links.
mean, if you know me in Discord,
Drop
you
the
just
link in chat
shoot
as
me a
well again.
message. You have my number. You can shoot me a message there.
Yep.
Instagram as well, Twitch. Maybe not in Twitch chat. I mean, if you want to say, hey, I want to talk about this, sure, we can talk about it offline after the Twitch stream lah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, otherwise conventional ways you can definitely just a phone call away or
Instagram or
WhatsApp
Twitter and
away,
stuff. Yeah.
Instagram or maybe Twitter as well. Yeah, and some those who know my Facebook, Facebook as well. So yeah. Facebook is more for private stuff for now lah. But then
Right.
again, I don't really do much there other than share memes and
Yeah,
react
that's
to
pretty much what
memes
Facebook
there.
is used for anyways nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, just to add on to that, just a
Oh, I
bit
think
of
you're lagging a
extra
little bit.
plug there,
Yeah, your video is lagging a
like
little bit.
that's all right.
Hello?
Okay. But audio is okay, right?
No, audio also was lagging. Now I think it's
Hello?
getting
Yeah?
better. Okay, yeah, it caught up already now. Yeah. Just keep talking. Just keep talking.
Okay, there we go. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was looking back and yeah. So just to add on to that plug a bit, right? This personal finance, doesn't have to mean that you have to start when you are already established in life. It's all about like making the smallest of improvements in your financial habits and financial um, decisions. Like I think we have gone through at some point once you earn you'll find it difficult to keep the money. You'll be like, oh yes, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. Oh, 10 sale. Oh, 11 sale. Oh, Christmas sales coming. All those things, it starts with the habit, starts with the budget itself. Like even if you're doing some part-time job, you're earning like, 500-600 or even minimum wage or somewhere decent, maybe in the 1500 or 2k range, whatever your income level is, anyone, right? The important thing is for you to start with a budget. You don't necessarily have to be investing straight away, because you definitely want to stockpile some amount of cash for you to go through the emergency days, the rainy days lah. Yeah. And then when you get to a comfortable level where you have about 6 months of your expenses covered up in your savings, then you're really good to go for your the rest of your financial journey, like to kickstart your further journey. So yeah, like I started same way as well. I started working. I was like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then my friend approached me. And it's like, yeah, do this, do that. You should start doing this, you should start doing investing and all. And then I agreed. Then started making a budget, and then started seeing like, oh, okay, started putting every
managed to separate out,
expenses.
okay, this amount I can put into, I can keep it away for investment.
Yeah. So to a point where at start it was a hassle to keep track of everything, like
Right.
2, 3, 4 months, the first 3, 4 months, even 3 months probably. I was like keeping track of every expenses, like how much every like when I'm going out, immediately I'll just record in my phone app. There's a finance app. I'll just record it like, okay, I use this much, do this and that. Now it's much more streamlined. So I'm like, let's say if I withdraw a certain amount from a bank, say, okay, 500 withdrawn from bank, I'm just recording that as my withdrawal. And I know I can control my spending. So I don't have to write down where that 500 is going. So you'll start to build your own discipline with your money as well. And it really pays off. And I've seen, my bank balance growing because of the good habits.
Right.
And also, putting a lot more into investments now, not just my unit trust, which I started off. Now I've been dabbling with crypto a lot for almost a year and a half, and learning how different assets, different investments, how they work, how they work, how they won't work. Also, it's important to know,
the pros and cons.
Yeah, you have to know how they work. You have to also know how they won't work. So
you can
you avoid those. Yeah, it's like driving a car. Like a car will work. I mean, let's say you just take a normal, let's say Myvi, right? So a Myvi will work if you put in petrol. You put in 95, 97, not 100 ke, tak kisah, it will jalan.
Yeah.
The moment you put in diesel, yeah, that's it. You screwed up. The car's not gonna work. That's the same thing. So finance also, there are some investments that are short term.
Right.
There are some that are long term. You cannot expect fast returns from a short term, fast returns from a long term investment like unit trust, real estate, properties, right? You cannot expect those, and even stocks. You cannot expect long term growth from something very short term, like maybe trading stocks, trading commodities, trading crypto. There is difference between trading and investing. Investing is the long term outlook of it. Trading is the short term of it. You just like make marginal gains, but it's active work. Investing is the passive work that you put in for the later days lah.
Yeah.
So you have to know what works for you at this point of time and will work for you for the coming time. So you will find something that will work for you from now till the end of your life. You will find some things that will work now and will not be applicable later on. But you will find also some things that are not applicable now, but you will need it soon. So to put it into context, right? What works for me now is these mutual funds, unit trusts.
Right.
Despite the negativity, some people say, "Oh, mutual fund is blah blah blah," but the reason why I'm good at it is because we know how we manage it lah. Okay, we got our techniques, our secrets and all. But other than that, I'm okay in crypto because I've studied the fundamentals of it. which are good to invest in, which are not good to invest in, like Dogecoin. Okay, despite the memer I am, I never touched Dogecoin until today in my life. So I'm just avoiding that because that's just pure speculation and hype. It's not gonna go anywhere unless there's some real positive changes that implemented. So yeah, crypto is another thing that I'm looking into now. And then the next thing I want to look into is properties, which it's
Right.
beyond my currently, but next 2 3 years it's definitely possible with how I'm planning to go about my passive income and all. So the idea is build up my passive income to a level where I can start using that maybe to pay off my house
Yeah.
loan and maybe rent out that house and use that as an investment and then stay later on or sell it further down the years, make profit.
Yeah.
That's just
Real
the
estate is
thing
definitely a
now.
huge thing to get into. Something that I got to do a
Definitely,
lot of research
yeah.
as well beforehand.
And going along that line as well, it's again along the line where King George said, right, to go far you have to go together, right? So you start finding like-minded people who are also crypto investors, real estate investors. Within my agency itself there are people who are dabbling in crypto, dabbling in real estate.
Right.
So we start sharing knowledge, start sharing information about how this thing work, how that thing works, and then suddenly you have a question like, hey, what about this property, that property? You have any idea? And they'll just give you a number. It's like, call this person, he'll know. So just the benefit of the network, lah, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what do you been up to so far? Maybe perhaps you can share with the audience as well. On your finance journey. What do you feel?
For
Because
me,
you've also been streaming. Perhaps you have something in your mind with this, where you want to take it.
take what, streaming?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, streaming.
Streaming, I mean,
Probably.
definitely. I mean, I. That's why, like, for the past few months, I've been grinding for the whole affiliate thing. I feel like that was like the most basic thing that any streamer should get, but it took me damn long to get it finally. But
Uh-huh.
I'm just glad that I finally got it, like, in the end. But yeah, of course, if I, the main idea being, the normal thing, like build up a community, try and get more viewership, eventually, hopefully, become a partner, that sort of thing. And then obviously, if let's say, I mean, the dream, of course, would be, being able to stream full time to the point where, I mean, being able to stream to the point where it actually overtakes my, like, the income I get from streaming overtakes my actual income for my job. Then that's like
Yeah.
that's when I know that I've made it really, like, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely a goal there, or like a target there. But yeah, I mean, it's one avenue, like exactly like what you said. You gotta have a few different ideas, a few different fallbacks in order for you
Mm.
to ensure that, on a rainy day you are able to still prop yourself up. You're not immediately, like,
Correct. Yeah.
down the drain straight away if you don't have anything to fall back on. And I'm the type of person who always needs to have a backup plan for whatever I do.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I
yeah,
think that's the most sensible thing everyone should do
yeah,
also, because part of being adult is managing things that are to come and unforeseen things. Uh, very easy example is, let's say, you know, you turn on your PC and then suddenly, oh, camera's not working, and what do you do? So it's like,
yeah,
okay,
exactly.
maybe, yeah. When you want to stream, I was like, oh no, this mic's not working. Okay, maybe I have to use my earphones or something. And it's like, oh no, keyboard is not working. Okay, maybe I have my old keyboard. I can just take my brother's keyboard or something. Anything, you just
Yeah,
always
yeah,
have something in backup.
yeah.
I'm like, for me, if I this damn wheel doesn't work, what do? I just have a controller just in case.
Just you
But
or keyboard
I'll
keyboard lah.
probably
Whatever.
keyboard lah. I'll probably won't race on either of this. I'll be like, you know what? I'll just sit down and be someone's race engineer for the day lah. Yeah. But yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
true, man. Like, if you have backup plans, right? At least when the time comes, you already know what to do, rather
yeah.
than just YOLOing it and
Or going
waiting
into a
for
panic
something to
state.
happen and yeah, panic.
A lot of people, I think that's what they would face lah. Like, they literally don't know what to do, and then go into like a panic state, and then it sort of makes the situation even worse. At least if you
Hmm.
have something there, you sort of have a peace of mind in a sense that, okay, I
Yeah.
know what I can do at this point, or it's something that you can fall back on. At least you can buy some time. Like always, like
Correct.
exactly
Correct.
what you say, like, time is money. So it's like the more time you have to prepare yourself, then it's easier for you to overcome any unforeseen obstacles in the future.
Hmm. Yeah, and it doesn't really just apply to like our finance or what, right? Like people always assume like finance, money is the most important. Definitely, it is. It is one of the most important thing, but not the most important thing lah in life.
Yeah,
But not denying it at all that without money, it's impossible to get through. You have money, you have the possibilities opened up to you. Uh, Other aspects of life also where it's really important to get some good planning is even like our daily decisions, like just getting up, and then you like plan your day ahead, like okay, today it's Friday night already, now it's Saturday, right?
yeah.
So
It's already one
I,
day
I've
ahead.
already I've already like I was like, before this, like okay, now I'm gonna like before coming for this chat show, right? I was like okay, I had that unforeseen work
Exactly, the work
thing. I was
incident.
like, no, okay, that's gonna delay the start for this. But I was like, that's okay. We can still continue. It's Friday night, so it's not a problem, you know. And assuming the host is okay with that, so we'll go ahead
Host
with
is
it,
okay. Don't worry,
and
host is okay.
we'll go ahead with that. And then, so what next? I'll be like, okay, maybe after this, I'm gonna probably have some supper. Water is back. Maybe I might just cook something up, just just waste the water, just have a long shower and something like that. And then maybe race a bit, just get some practice for tomorrow's race, or just straight away head to bed and just call it a day and just KO lah, and then just get up tomorrow like what, 12 a.m., 1 p.m., 12
Right.
p.m., 1 p.m. maybe, and then dinner. I mean, not dinner. I mean, lunch, breakfast and lunch maybe together, or even just a heavy brunch and get the day going, get the races done, and then sleep at night. And then Sunday another race. So
Yeah,
it's
you have
like
it
I already
planned.
planned the week.
Yeah.
So in case like something in between comes up, I know where to slot that day. Someone says like, hey, let's do this or let's do that. It's like, okay, maybe I'll tell you, okay, maybe we can do Sunday morning or Saturday morning, like that.
Right, right, right.
And then Monday to Friday is like 9 to 6, like
Monday to
no
Friday,
brainer.
usually, I mean, it's
That's fixed
work
for
and
now.
then anything, it's always anything. Like for me also, like Monday to Friday, always I know, okay, my mornings and basically up to evenings is my main focus is work. It's like
Yeah.
streaming and stuff, like I can think about it only after work, or if I want to do any sort of editing or anything like that. So always like have this time set aside already. And yeah, I mean
Mm,
that's also important. I mean that's also why it's important to have a stream schedule lah. So at least you can allocate
yeah.
your time properly.
And my stream schedule is stream on weekends. That's
Yours, yeah,
that's
yours is weekend
that's
also.
about how detailed it is. Stream on weekends. No time. Just
Right.
just on weekends.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, cool. But yeah, I think honestly that the whole finance talk, that could be a whole thing on its own, like a whole show on its own essentially,
Oh,
and
definitely, man.
that's something that we can even look
That's
into
a
for the
lot.
future. Yeah, we can
A
look into
lot.
it for a future stream, a future type of podcast or something for
Yeah.
that. But yeah,
Just
next.
to quickly, like just to end it there, right, for the
Sure,
finance
yeah.
side. Sometimes when when I talk with my potential clients or even my existing clients, right, like they already know some things, they already know all, most of the things that we talk about. But then when we just catch up for just for review on Zoom or whatever, right? And
Right.
suddenly we sit down, we're just there for like a 30 minutes, like just do some quick amendment or something,
Quick
and then we
maths.
end up sitting there for 2 to 3 hours talking about different things. We'll go
Right.
to like this and that and this and that, different stories, different people, all different kind of investment. And suddenly you run off topic and you'll start talking about life and all, start talking about relationships and all. And then you talk about anime lah, and suddenly you find out, oh, he also likes anime. And it's like, oh yeah, we'll just sit here for another hour, talk about stuff.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's networking lah. Essentially, you meet a certain person to talk about one
Mm,
particular thing, but then you end up discussing about a bunch of other
yeah.
stuff, and then you end up building that community, building that person into a whole different community, related to you like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Network is net worth. King Doge 2021.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that
Another.
before already. No, I heard that before already. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
I
but
saw that
you.
as a quote on LinkedIn already. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. They stole it before I wrote it lah. So.
yeah, of course. But yeah, basically,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be calling it as well for the show
Yeah,
today.
man.
We've gone on for about what, two and
Two and a
wait,
half
2.5
hours.
hours,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, 2.5 hours
Yeah.
now. So yeah, really quite long. But before I end it, there is actually one final thing. So
Oh,
the show being
is it a
called
challenge?
Mamak Catch-Up. No, it's not a
Uh-huh.
challenge. I actually
Okay.
had an idea to do a challenge thing, but I thought okay maybe save it later on a bit lah. But
Okay
for
lah.
now, what I intend to do is to basically build a streamer menu. So basically, I'm of course
Mm-hmm.
I'm having other streamers on the show.
Okay.
So basically, since you know this entire team is about being in a mama and so on, so do let me know what is your favorite either food or drink from a mama, like your go-to
Oh,
basically.
very
So just to
easy.
mention, before
Tose
this,
and teh tarik.
food or drink, oh, either one lah, either one.
Food ordering. Okay,
Yeah.
you triggered my programmer brain because when you say all, we can include both.
No,
So I
not
just included
programming
both.
English, grammatically, not programming wise.
Tose telur dua. Specifically, tose telur dua. Okay.
So say, alright, let me see if we can fit in. Telur
Ah,
dua.
dal
Can't fit in.
boleh,
No,
kari
can't
boleh,
fit.
chutney tak mau. Very specific.
Okay, I'll fit in tosai telur lah. If not, my thing is too small to the 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 menu paper is too small to put in. But alright. So before this,
Okay.
Gamer Khan had Maggi goreng double. So now Dalvin has added in tosai telur. So
Okay
yeah,
lah. Maggi
eventually I
goreng
will
is
hope
like
to.
the standard lah. Okay lah.
Yeah.
Yalah, yalah.
So I want to eventually build like a menu of whoever comes on the show, add in your favorite there as well. So
Okay,
currently it's
okay.
food. So maybe the next person who come in and then maybe we can add in drink or something. But yeah.
Yeah. See, let's see who goes for that dreaded Milo dinosaur lah. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah. So Duff, thanks so much for agreeing to be a guest on the show. I really appreciate it.
Sure, man. Thanks for being the liquid in the show. Enjoyed your
No problem.
company.
No
You
problem.
see what I did
It's
there?
yeah.
Guess.
but
The memes.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean no, I appreciate the back and forth lah. That's the main thing. That's always something that I appreciate also when I'm streaming. Like if I'm streaming alone and then like there's someone active in chat. Like I
Mm.
like talking to people so as well. Like having a whole podcast thing where I'm actually seeing the person and talking to them. Yeah, that's like the whole appeal behind this lah. So yep.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, just to mention, in case the message disappeared, I don't think it disappeared, but in case it did, these are the links for Dalvin134, so you can check out his Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter if you're interested to find out more regards to personal financing. Also, drop him a message in any of those social media. Probably not Twitch. Probably better in Instagram or Twitter to drop a
Yeah.
PM there. But yeah. That is going to be it for the stream. So, Dalf, any final message to the viewers? I put you on the spot.
I don't know. I don't know. How do you
No, any message
okay,
from you?
like
From,
okay,
from
like
your end.
like I'm thinking how to say a goodbye, like in Star Wars you say hello there for start, right? But
Right.
how do you end the stream?
In Star Wars,
Okay
goodbye
lah,
is
maybe
you chop off
maybe
the hand with the
maybe maybe
lightsaber.
maybe I'll just say like maybe I won't say a goodbye. So I'm never gonna give you up. I'm never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna say
Perfect.
goodbye.
Perfect. On that note, with a nice recroll at the end there. So yeah, thanks again guys for tuning in. Hope you found this stream to be
Yes,
beneficial.
we rickroll the stream. Nice.
But yeah, thanks again, Duff. I will see you guys soon. So tomorrow I'll be streaming as well. Just to mention, just to plug myself as well. Tomorrow I'll be continuing with my Spooktober streams where I'm playing some horror games, and tomorrow I'll be playing Little Nightmares. I'll be continuing that. I started playing
Oh,
it
that
last week.
game. What time are you playing that?
Probably start around 9.
9 p.m.
Yeah, 9 p.m.
Oh, okay. I'm streaming now.
Oh yeah, you have
But
MSRL, right? But
yeah, because I have that game as well. I think from the free games, right? Epic is it or Steam? I don't know. But
I have it on Steam.
ah,
Yeah, I think I got the
well,
game a
let's
while
just
back.
ignore that.
Yeah.
Some other time.
But yeah, so
At least we have the game so we can play it some other time.
can no problem.
Yeah, sure. All right
So
then.
yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. Bye bye.